up, guys? Again, like I said, tonight I'm going to do an open mic night. Let anybody come on, say whatever the fuck you want. I'm giving my girl Melanie and Chris the night off because they're going to be doing some prep stuff for Combo Breaker. What's up, Dread King? Yeah, I want to let them have fresh and vibrant senses for all a Combo Breaker. Let me give a shout out to Mr. Rick Hadu of Combo Breaker. From the numbers I see, they're looking pretty fucking phenomenal. You know, so I mean, the event definitely looks and is shaping up to be one of the better events of the year. What's up, Mr. Unknown? You know, so if you guys want to get anything off your chest, be sure to hit me up. You can just add me or message me on Skype, which is James SSMK at Skype, and you get on. I haven't had an open mic night in a while. I kind of had a controlled environment lately. Reasoning being that you know, for a while, you know, it was kind of turning into a zoo. One of the things I want to do for the FGC, unlike other shows that have been out there, is keep this show more your show than anything else. You know, and by saying that, what I mean is too many shows out there in the past. You know, they'll bring a guest on, they'll talk to a guest, you'll listen to what they say, or they'll talk about frame data for a fucking game that you probably don't even like. But you never get to have an opinion. Your opinion's kind of shoved under the rug, and you're basically told, as sheep, do what the shepherds say. And I just never liked that type of format for a show. When people in the community are basically what form the community in the first place, obviously your opinions should be the ones that matter the most, being that you're the ones that are showing up to these events, spending your money, and, you know, just keeping the FGC as a whole kind of flowing. So, you know, I'm definitely going to look more so in the future to try and start making some more episodes where I give the floor to everybody else again. Not like I used to, where I had 90 guys in the room fucking talking all over everybody. Psycho Rarity, if you want, you hit me up on Skype. I'll definitely throw you in. Same thing with you, Bot NJ. If you want to get in too, man, let me know. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the FGC as of lately. Combo Breaker's looking to be a pretty phenomenal event. For those MK heads out there, we definitely have some stuff that'll be leaking out soon. Well, I don't want to say leaking, because last time I said leaking, I was accused of leaking out rosters. But you know, some info should be trickling out, if not during the Combo Breaker weekend. Shortly after, it definitely will. But you know, again, I'm letting Melanie, you know, Melanie's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Chris has been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. On top of that, you know, that IRL work has been getting busy for both of them. So, you know, I figured let them have the night off, and I'll just kind of take the helm. I've let them kind of run the show a little bit more so lately, for the simple fact that, you know, and I've made it clear to a lot of people that inevitably down the road I would like to pass the show off to them, to let them run it. And you know, so I definitely want to see them take more of a center stage than myself. Use your phone. The problem, Striker Driven, the problem with that is on the phone. I used to do that, but the problem was I started getting calls from people in the Netherlands, in New Zealand, and my bill kind of went through the roof, so I kind of turned off from that. But Skype is pretty much the only thing I'm using right now to let people get in, and you have no mic, so that makes it hard as well. Yeah, if you got the app on your phone, you can. Oh, I see what you're saying. Psycho Rarity, download the Skype app on your phone, and you can call me direct that way. But I'm hoping that maybe down the road Skype does some kind. Twitch does, or you could use Discord also. But I didn't hook it up on my end, so I'm kind of like, eh. I'll be honest, I've been kind of neglecting the Discord group for a little while, just because of IRL shit that's been going on. But I definitely am going to want to incorporate it more in the future into the show on Twitch. But, one of the other things I want to talk about quickly, I'm going to sneeze. Stick it in your ass and lick your balls. So, one of the things that I do want to hit on is I'm in talks with Big E and Andre as well. We just kind of mentioned it, and I'm going to look to be doing shows, live shows with myself, Pastor All Caps, and Moxie at Big E events, and I'm looking to have it produced, and Andre from Beefuteki is looking to produce it with me, and this way we could have live shows from events, something that really hasn't been done before. Chris and Melanie are gonna try to talk to some other people, see if maybe they can get something going over at Combo Breaker. A little short notice for that one, but if it can happen, it can happen. I was talking to somebody, I guess, about a week ago in the FGC, and they had brought something to my attention, and I'll be honest, I didn't even realize it until they had mentioned all the shows that have been out there over the past 10 years, whether it's the James Chen and Ultra David show, or the live threes, or the Ski Sonic and Keith show. They said to me, you're the only show left. Yes, Summer Jam 12 is where I'm looking to try and get this thing to take off. But, this show's been around now for about 5-6 years. And it's kind of the only show left. I did it once by shock, but that was kind of like a fly-by-night thing. So, this I want to put more of a format-based toward the actual event, and try to do it more like a coverage to Comic-Con. Yeah, TK, it does seem like longer. I'll admit that. But yeah, we started the show in 2011/12. So, it's been only 6 years, but I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So, if I pass the torch on, even if I pass the torch on, I'm probably not going too far away. Alphaism is the first FGC show, but again, where are they? Times have changed. The scene has changed. The scene has gotten. I don't know if you could say if the scene's gotten better or if it's gotten worse. I've talked to some people, and the opinion is differing depending on who you talk to. Personally, I think it's just been the same. Just we live the illusion that it's growing or shrinking. I had said this on previous shows. When people say that the FGC is growing and we're going esports, yes, the MKU show was good. You know what it was, Catnip? Let me tell you about the MKU show. It was a good show, but again, it dealt with specifically mostly MK-related stuff. It's hard because when you deal with one specific game in the fighting game genre, it limits your audience. It limits your audience in the way of, because now the only people that are going to really tune into your show are the ones who are specifically into Mortal Kombat. So you lose the Street Fighter guys, the Tekken guys, whatever, anime guys. And the problem with that is the same problem that exists currently with the FGC in esports. People are trying to grow the scene. I think a lot of the people that are trying to grow the scene that are on the upper end of the scale of royalty in the FGC, a lot of them aren't trying to grow it for the community, but for themselves. What do we got here? 1-800-FLOWERS. Let me turn my ringer off. Happy birthday. What the hell is not my birthday? And that's what it comes down to, Girl Gamer is, yeah, when you see social media and you see Twitch and you see the players that are streaming, you look at the numbers. I mean, look, I don't sugarcoat shit. I got about 60 people in the stream right now. The numbers that people generate on a stream like on Twitch really can't be used to gauge FGC growth. The only thing that you can is events and event turnout. Now, Richard Lewis had made his statement a couple of weeks ago about the top players stepping up, and the FGC kind of got the loser mentality. But he's not wrong in what he says. Yeah, his words might be hurtful to the soft people of the FGC that can't take any criticism. But what his message was is you want to grow a scene, but yet you don't. Because in order to grow a scene, those people need to become spectators, no longer competitors at esports events. And it's what I've been saying time and time again. Nobody in the FGC is going to become a spectator when we've already gone with the open bracket type of setup for tournaments for so long and be told, oh yeah, by the way, you're not competing, you get to watch. And that's the biggest fallout for the FGC and its growth. Not to mention, as much as people talk their shit, nobody can deny our numbers suck. Completely suck. I've said it in the past. All these other esports games are selling out arenas 10 to 20,000 people. And it's based off of one title. You go to an Overwatch tournament, it's Overwatch. It isn't Overwatch, Call of Duty, Street Fighter, and 20 other games with it. It's a single title putting 20,000 people in a seat. But the FGC, we are 15 games at an event, and the only time we break numbers that are ridiculous numbers are at EVO. I know, even with the numbers for Combo Breaker coming up this week, as impressive as those numbers are, it's split between 12 games. And that is telling as far as for the FGC to transition to fighting games on grassroots levels to esport levels, how successful it'll be. You know, a lot of people don't like Capcom running much of anything. I mean, they can't even get their games out complete. You know, and nothing. And you're right, nothing tops Evo. You know, the feeling of Evo it's a great feeling when you go to an Evolution event and you see people from all around the world. You know, it's like a convention. People from all around the world with a common interest. Uh-oh. You know, but you know, what's going to happen, as Triforce says, when the suits come in, and people have seen it already. You know, if you look at the way the commentator stuff went with E-League and Richard, you know, and the death threats and all the other shit that comes along with it, you've seen firsthand. You've had a front row seat at watching the FGC literally destroy itself. You know, and you know, that's one of the things that amazes me. And the reason it happens that way is because simply greed. You know, again, I don't hate Ultra David. You know, but for him to go out there, take money from a company to put him on the mic, and then spit in their face a couple of weeks later, is just telling of how the FGC is. And the FGC's been like that for decades. This is not something new. You know, this is, you know, people in the FGC that feel they invested enough time in the scene that they should be paid to do what they're doing. Of course, it's under the guise of growth for the community, but reality is it's under the guise of growth for them personally. You know, the hating on Low Tier God was ridiculous. You know, to go out there on Twitter and bash somebody you don't like. I'm used to it. I've gotten it so much, you know, over the last, like, 10 years or whatever it's been. Not even 6 years, 7 years or whatever it is. I'm used to the trash that these people talk. You know, the holy rollers, the people who go out on Twitter. I had seen something on Twitter by people. There's a team out there. I think they're called Yaz. You know, talking about the FGC banning certain words, hurtful words, as they say. That's what hurts the scene. These people that do shit like that are the very same people that make the scene fall apart. Hold on, bear with me. You know, I mean, I literally, you know, I want to go check. I'll let you know in a sec. I'll tell you, I'm not going to mention names, just because I don't want to. But I had seen people. Hold on, let me thumb through these in the past. You know, it kind of went, hey, FGC, and generally anyone who follows me, can we work to remove ableist language from our speech as a whole? Words like retard, autist, related insults, crazy, etc. are harmful and not very specific. Be mindful of ableism in your life and expand your vocabulary. What the stay out of the FGC, dude. Honestly, stop playing games. You know, you need to stop. If your life is comprised of you trying to educate people on the proper words to use, when, where, and what not to, due to hatefulness. Yeah, you know what? I can. Hold on. Yes, ableism. Ableism. That's the actual word that was used. Let's see if I can. How do I link that? Let me see. Hold on. Bear with me a second, guys. Oh, wait. Let me see if I can get it on Twitter. Let me see if I can get on Twitter here. Yeah, you know, I don't know where society has come to a point where we feel the words that we say are the words that we say and use in our everyday life, and the lack of somehow will make a community better. All right, let's see. You know, I haven't logged on Twitter. I haven't logged on Twitter on my computer in quite some time. I don't even know if I remember my password. Holy shit, I can't believe it. I actually remembered my password. Alright, so let's go back to... Let me go back to this. Damn. I haven't used the... Alright, so here you go. This is what that's what I came across. You know, and it's like, just play your fucking game. Stop trying to educate people, because you're not good educators. You know, people in the FGC educating people in real life situations is kind of an oxymoron in itself, especially when you're grown ass 35, 40-year-old people playing, calling yourselves kids too. You know, but the fact that somebody will sit there and dictate to others, and these are the same guys that go after people like Richard Lewis, calling them alt-right. You know, shut up and play games, dude. That's what you do. You know, do it and play it well. But to give people lessons on life, it's disgusting, dude. I don't know. He's the guy that runs or recruits for that team, YAS. I don't even know what YAS stands for, but you know, it's Brett. I don't know, man. It's just one of those. I stumbled across it, and I just kind of was like, what the fuck is this? And the reason I stumbled across it is these are the guys that were calling Richard Lewis a Nazi, you know, and all the other shit. But, you know, I don't even want to look at his Twitter. Yeah, I don't even know what the team stands for. Yes. But, you know, it's like, I have never told somebody in the FGC how they should be. I've never told you to be a good guy, a bad guy, do drugs, don't do drugs. That's your life, your rules. I know I didn't want to be told what to do. Who is this? You know what, Girl Gamer, you're right. You know, it kind of is. It's definitely bitch made. You know, look, there's words in the English language we all don't like. Yeah, but you know what, Dredd? It's like there's 400 people that will listen to this guy's shit. That's what that. Well, let's say 30, and that 370 of them are bots. But there's 30 people out there that will listen to what this guy says and agree with him, and they'll spread that same mentality, which is somehow telling people what words to use and not use is somehow beneficial to the growth of the FGC. All right, hold on a second. I gotta take a piss. Damn, man, that fucking tore. I just tore my ass up. Not that you need to know. So anyway, you know, listen. I've told people time and time again. I can tell you right from wrong based on the experiences of my life. Um, I've smoked pot, marijuana, aka weed, 420, and yes, unlike Bill Clinton, I inhaled. Um, I've done other drugs in my life. I didn't like the way cocaine smelt, so I really wasn't going to jump on that wagon. You know, I've done mescaline. I've done Black Beauties, Oxycontin, Valiums, Vicodins, you name it, you go down the list. All I can do to you is tell you what had happened from my experience. We all know these certain things in this world are bad for you. But I've never been, and I never will be, the grammar Nazi, or the political police of how you should or shouldn't act. You need to figure certain things out for your own. Now, I can turn around and tell you X, Y, and Z are bad for you, but at the same time, sometimes you don't learn the lesson unless you experience it yourself. You know, it only takes one time of you putting your hand on a hot stove to go, damn, that was fucking stupid, I better not put my hand on it. You know, I feel for TFC getting... You know what, Psycho Rarity, as far as the Street Fighter thing, you know, East Coast, baby. You know, when are you guys going to realize they don't fuck with the East Coast? And they never will. But getting back to, you know, what I was saying, this guy over here who's, you know, preaching not to use certain words at events, it's stuff like that that makes people not want to come around the FGC events. You know, I mean, you got a lot of good stuff going on at events now. You got Alex down in Florida doing this New Japan Wrestling stuff, meets FGC. Combo Breaker's looking good. You know, Big E's been stable for over 20 years. I don't think Larry is going anywhere soon. Even though he says he's retiring, he ain't going nowhere. He can't. It's in his blood. You know, Alex out in California is doing his thing. Stuff is happening. But at the same time, you know, while stuff is happening, it's the numbers at the end of the day that make and break the FGC as far as going into esports. And that's not changing. Oh, wait, what's this? Let's see what this is. I didn't catch this one, so let me take a look. You know, and again, MF Ghidorah, I don't hate James Chen. I don't wish nothing ill against him. He's never done nothing against me. He's never done nothing technically to the FGC. You know, he's always tried to help. He's one of those salty dudes, but so what is this about? What do we got? Sad news. A Stunfest. Number one was yours first premiere event, yada yada yada. Did Capcom contribute to any of this? First public talk route race. Just spoke to Mr. Problem X at Texas, and he said the impression over there is that David and I are swimming in money. And to that I say no. Exactly. They're not swimming in money. I agree with them on that. They get their little events here and there, but they're not making bank. Well, for a long time, international stuff, you generally have to accept lower pay. They have to pay more to get you there. You do it because you get to travel a lot of times. Of course, I still have yet to do a TV invitational. Well, I mean, you want to do a TV invitational, tell your fucking, your idiot partner not to go fucking bashing the people that are going to fucking put you on TV. Just saying. Well, yeah, there is no doubt it's a better position in many ways. We might have been exaggerating a bit, but Problem X did say he thought we were doing well enough for ourselves. I've actually been currently living off of my savings. I've been in the red for 2 years now. Lol, which does beg the question, why am I still doing this? I don't know. Midlife crisis. Alright, now here's a funny, ironic, time to pour more wine moment for me. Wow, damn, man, I already polished a bottle of wine off. What the fuck? So, I feel for James. You know, I've known James, for quite some time, and I feel for him. He was like second generation. I call him second generation FGC. He wasn't in there in the initial beginning, but he was the kid in the back of the crowd during the first generation. But this statement that he makes here, lol, which does beg the question, why am I still doing this? I don't know. Midlife crisis. To be honest, my life's a goddamn mess these days. When I had come back to this scene after taking my 7-year hiatus, I have gotten nothing but shit from his clique, his group of people. Oh, fucking old man, irrelevant, yada, yada, yada. This is what karma is. And when you look at the comments that people make after he makes that thing, you love what you do, man, nothing more to it. See, I never get, we talk about a scene of unity and all this other bullshit. No. The comments that I would get, because it didn't fit the narrative for them, was, get out of here, old man. Why are you hanging out with a bunch of kids? You got no life. It had nothing to do well, this is what I like to do. Nobody gave me that positive reinforcement bullshit. How many people can fully support themselves on just FGC production? I agree, Dread King. When you there isn't, and that's one of the things that, again, I wanted a show like this to showcase. In person, you're forced to make the everything is good because you're in front of your peers or your fans, and you try to keep the real problems hidden away from them, because you can't be a face of a community and have problems, which is a crock of shit in itself, because we all got problems. Listen, I got fucking stacks of bills, that I take care of, but I do what I got to do to make it work. Melanie, has problems at work constantly. She works at an opera house. Chris is getting up to do the 9 to 5 grind, busting his ass in the banking business. We all got problems. But to sit there and pretend that everything is good, as James Chen's saying in this tweet, which is, everybody thinks I'm rolling in the dough, but that's the message you put out there. That I'm James Chen, he's Ultra David, we're the commentators to go to, where the buck stops when it comes to commentators in the FGC. And now that the case is you're not being used, there are many other alternatives for people that they can use. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's poetic justice, because again, I don't hate James. I don't want, I would hate to see him lose his house, piss away all his money for the FGC. But then you look at people like myself and, let's say, Triforce. We have done that. We have done that. And we can spin it however we want. The FGC was partially to blame for my marriage falling apart. 90% me, 10% FGC. 90% me because I chose the FGC over my wife, which was absolutely stupid, which Triforce had done himself years ago with his wife. Because when you try to turn this into a business, that's exactly what it becomes, is a business, and you kind of get lost in the moment of this meld of it's gaming, but it's a business, and you think you're ahead of the curve, and you know you're telling your girl, baby, I'm gonna make it. We're gonna go places with this, and you know, in the beginning, all girls like, yeah, man, go for it, and then a little time goes by, you know, and she starts going, hey, baby, you know, you've been doing this for like 2-3 years. I don't see nothing happening. And you go, no, baby, it's coming. The boat's pulling in right now. It's pulling in. And another year goes by, nothing. She starts going, yo, you know, you're just like a grown man that plays video games. And eventually that wears and tears. You know, eventually that wears and tears. And what the end result is when it's too late, you realize your relationship is completely falling apart. You've spent countless amount of money traveling around to events, and you got nothing to show for it. Players, while they see your persona as this successful, you know, multi-talented business, whatever, team sponsor, you know, if you look at Triforce as a whole, and if you look at Triforce and say Triforce never gave shit to the FGC, you're the biggest asshole out there. Straight up. You know, the guy, every top player in the late 90s to in 2000s has been through the doors of Empire Arcadia. Everyone. This guy has given up his family life. He's neglected his personal growth. I mean, again, I love Triforce. He's a funny dude. Motherfucker, you walk around with a power glove at almost 40 years old. You know, it's like, or actually 40. You know, you get lost in the moment. You get lost in that persona. Even I can't deny it. You know, my old school Cantaloupe videos, you know, you get caught in that comedic, the comedic side of it, I think, is the biggest attractant to the FGC. You know, you got two types of people in the FGC. Well, three. Let's say three. I'm going to make a third one. You got those who get their pleasure being in the FGC, being the class clown, getting people to laugh. You got those in the FGC that want to be known for being a top player or a top coach. And then you got those that just want to get fucked. You know, and you know, it's hard to separate it once you get embedded in the FGC. You know, so guys like, you know, James Chen, who, you know, back in the day, you know, listen, I'll tell you this right now. You see James Chen the way he is now. James Chen was not like the way... Listen, play James Chen old school Street Fighter and beat him, and you'll see one of the saltiest motherfuckers. I'm talking arcade machine punching, cursing, swearing, calling you a cheap-ass motherfucker type of player. But he's matured, he's evolved. He don't play as much. But he was definitely a salty dude. And Psycho Rarity, you know what? It's easy to say that, but, you know, people don't intentionally put their marriage on the line. It just kind of happens, you know. If you ignore the signs on the wall, and then the day that she comes to you or he comes to you and says like, yo, dude, I'm out, it's already too late. You already missed the signs for the last couple of years of their frustration. And what's hard about it is if it's somebody that's not into the gaming thing, obviously it's harder for them to even understand why you're doing what you're doing. I had brought my wife to a couple of Big E's events in the beginning, and I ain't gonna tell a lie. My wife said they're a bunch of swamp ass, disgusting motherfuckers, and she don't want to come no more. You know, and she had given it as much of a legit shot as she could. Hold on, I got people hitting me up. What do we got here? Oh no, birthdays. Everybody's birthday. You know, but it's like, again, it's. Let me continue reading this a second. Trust me, I'm trying to do some of that now. All right, let's see. How many people can fully support themselves on FGC content production? I was under the impression it was a very small number. Even SageM takes a fair number of non-FGC gigs. Yeah, you know, again, you know, it's, I got 2 notifications. It's hard to, come on. Oh, that's the old account. Okay. It's hard to, it's hard to make a living off of this shit. Nobody's making bank. Nobody's making millions of dollars. You know, but, you know, it's you get, like I said, the only way I could describe it, you get caught up in the moment. You get this fake fame, you know, like, you know, I've told people about the show, for example, and they're like, oh my God, you're famous. No, I'm not famous, but you know, when you go to an event and people are like, oh my God, James, the On Blast show, holy shit. It's that stimuli, that good feeling of being recognized. You get consumed. You know, you get consumed about getting that as much as possible. You know, it's you know, X-Red, that's why I'm not married, you know. But even then, even not married, dude, it's not Gucci, because you know what? Listen, I don't care, straight, gay, crooked, sideways, whatever the fuck you are. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be with somebody that's going to tell them, oh my God, you're my shit. On an intimate level. I'm not going to spoon with the FGC. So even if you're single, you come to that crossroad in your life where it's like, what do you want more? Do you want the pats on the back from people in the FGC, or do you want the pat on the back with the person that turns the lights off next to you at the end of the night? And that's a decision you got to make, but at the end of the day, we all want that. You know, so, I mean, it's like, look, James Chen is like the crazy cat lady. I mean, I always see him talking about his cats, and, you know, you think James Chen doesn't want somebody? If James Chen had somebody that was like, you're my shit, I want to marry you, you're my Mac Daddy, but I want you to quit the FGC, what decision do you think he would make? You know, do you think he would say, nah, babe, I love you and all, but I'm FGC ride or die? He's at an age where he can't do that. You know, and X-Red, it's not that fame fucks you over. Fake fame fucks you over. I don't know if he had a girl back then. I'm not really sure. You know, but fake fame, which is what the FGC breeds, You know, you see people like, all right, perfect example, Sonic Fox. Outside of video games, nobody knows who the fuck Sonic Fox is. That's fake fame. You're in a small group of people. You know, it's like being one of the popular cosplayers. And I'm not shitting on cosplayers, so don't take it that way, cosplayers. But, like, people know who Jessica Negri is in cosplay world. But if I go to Wall Street and I say, yo, Jessica Negri, man, I just hung out with her this past weekend, they're going to go, huh? Who the fuck is that? Exactly who that. It's just not worth it. Something like that is also the girl you are trying to hook up with being pretty damn blatant with she doesn't respect, care, or... Yeah, if they don't listen, it's like you're trying to find gold in a copper mine. You know, you're trying to find a girl that's going to be like, yo, listen, I'm embracing your FGC hobby. But see, your FGC hobby is not just a hobby. It's consuming. It consumes you. If you really, in the prime of your gaming time, looked at your life and said, how much time did I spend practicing fucking combos for a game so I can go to this said tournament and hopefully do well, and if you don't do well, you go back to the drawing board and keep it up and keep it up and keep it up and put years in a game only to have the cocksucking developers patch exactly what you finally got down pat so the shit don't work no more. See, it is futile, you know, and... You know, when I say that, you know, Triforce is right. The suits came. I say the suits will leave. But unfortunately, when the suits leave, they're going to leave a fucking big-ass mess here. The FGC doesn't... Again, you know, I don't know how to stress it enough. Nobody wants to watch the FGC. You know... People that have never played basketball in their life will watch an NBA game. And there's an attraction to the sport or to a player. We don't get that. You know, we look at real athletes as things we can't achieve. But now the average person that watches... The average person that watches fighting games will see something like Sonic or, you know, Justin or Chris G or Daigo and say, oh, fuck, I could do that. Now, they can't. Reality is they can't. But in their delusion little world, everything that Daigo or Justin or one of these guys are doing, they feel, oh, I could do that. So it kind of keeps the spectator... and the fan, the athlete or the gamer at a point where they feel like they're level with them. And that's not necessarily good. Like when I saw, you know, when I see Michael Jordan dunk, I don't go, well, fuck, I could do that. You know, I could barely get my ass out of this chair without busting it. You know, but the people that do make the money, you know, like guys like Sonic, you know, they had that opportunity. They took it. They saw it, and they came through. You know, I mean, the kid made $400,000. You know, $400,000 is definitely not a drop in the bucket. But what is the next player under, and how much is he pulled in? That's the magic question. You know, it's one kid that made $400,000. It's not all the top players are making that. You know, and again, teams like Echo hurt the scene. You built the Yankees, but there's no other teams to compete with you. Ashworth, I agree with you on that as well. That is most definitely another factor. You know, these are nerds playing games. You know, to see the average viewer in America see a gaming thing pop up on, you just got to look at the tweets once they find out some game is on ESPN, and they're going, why is there a bunch of fucking geeky kids playing fucking video games on my fucking my sports channel? You know, but ironically, that fat diabetic fucking borderline fucking heart attack patient that's sitting watching sports on TV is one of the same as some of the diabetic fat fucks that are sitting playing the games at these tournaments on TV. You know, and it's not a... Esports as a whole is not an easy sell. Especially for the FGC. One of the biggest factors is the fact that hold on, let me pick a time here. Let's do it at 5 a.m. We'll show a reminder. We're going to start. Okay, put the reminder on. The LeBron James legend is real. That's an interesting take on it. Nobody can compete. There is nobody. Look at the teams. What teams are there? You know, and even if, you know, the biggest problem with the FGC is fighting games are solo based. It's not a team sport. So who is Echo competing against? You know, you got Echo players versus Echo players, really. You know, Ghidorah, as far as the gambling thing, as far as people making money, hey, listen, whatever way you can make money. But now that they legalize gambling, I want to see motherfucking Pete Rose in the goddamn Hall of Fame, because I can tell you this right now. I guarantee you, once baseball starts getting bet on a Vegas level, people are going to be shaving points. Coaches are going to be fucking doing some grimy ass shit. Owners are going to be doing grimy ass shit just to make a buck. Players are going to be doing grimy ass shit. You know, when you allow gambling in sports, the end result is the sports will become corrupt. You know, it's like when I had heard at one time that they were talking about making bets on esports. Listen, we've all been to FGC events where motherfuckers like F-Champ might throw a match so he can make a couple of bucks. It's going to be a lot different when Vinny and Joey are the ones that are putting the points on it, and they find out these motherfuckers threw fucking matches and shit. They're going to come collect. You know, but you know what the problem is, Ashworth? Sponsors are pushing the mantra of a team. So it's only natural that a team would play a team. The end result is like, if there's going to be an FGC league, per se, you know, because this is not like tennis. Yeah, we know who Venus and Serena Williams are. They're two sisters that play tennis. But they're not on the same team. You know, but when you brand a genre of games with teams, you expect to see team competition. Yeah, it definitely, you know, when you hit a certain point, the FGC is a young man's game. That's the reality. It definitely is a young man's game. You know, Sonic, listen, Sonic is a perfect example. You know, Sonic is living the prime right now. You know, back when I was my late teens and my 20s, I was doing the same thing. In my 30s, I was able to win. I was able to compete, but real life problems started to creep in. Bills, mortgages, homes, wives, all that other good stuff. 40s, I've had people hit me up, what do you still go to events for? Because I can, motherfucker. That's why I go. You know, and that's you know, that's something that the FGC needs to come to terms with on many levels. You know, I've been pushing this whole union thing with players for a long time. It really needs to happen in order for FGC in games in general, because, you know, again, one of the things that I try to stress, I say there needs to be a union for players. The reason I do that is on twofold. One, with the union, the players of the FGC, or, you know, and I got to stop saying FGC, gamers that are playing on a professional level need to be taken serious. One way you get taken serious is you have a union that backs you up. You know, and that's one of the things that doesn't happen, because there's no unity in the gaming world, period. You know, and with the union, it will also turn to benefit the players, because let's be real, unless you're a top player, what do you get? You know, you don't get nothing from the FGC. You could spend 20 years playing games, never make a top 8, and you walk out with your dick in your hand. But a union could allow you with the potential for things such as medical benefits, maybe a 401 that you contribute to. You know, the Teamster Union is one of the strongest unions in the world. Yet they'll take a guy that packs baggage at a food store and drives a truck. Exactly. You're a pop monster for 20 years. What do you have to say you gain beyond friendships with people in the scene? Nothing. You know, and to give people, and it doesn't have to be $1 million. You know, people need to understand that if you were in a gaming union, it's not your end all. You're not going to say, all right, I was a pop monster for 20 years, but I put in money for all these events. I'm going to retire now. No, but you want to know something? It's a nest egg that you can have contributed to, and with that, when you are done gaming, if you go to be an electrician, a plumber, a fucking stockbroker, whatever the fuck it is, your 401 can carry with you. You will have the ability to pay out like a COBRA plan to keep your insurance. You know, and that is something that, you know, people really need to consider. Sonic Fox made $400,000. He don't need to be in a union at this point. But on the flip side, all you pop monsters, what do you have to show besides a couple of stories of getting drunk and fucked up at events that and making friends? What do you have in a monetary value that actually makes you feel like you're a part of something with gaming in general? And I keep saying the FGC, and I really shouldn't, because it's something that should go across the board. Listen, the suits, as Triforce says, are here. If they see the players are serious about growth, they will be more apt to contribute to the growth of your specific genre of game that you play. It can only get better. Now, of course, if the union starts to be the typical Dickie union and strong arm events and say, well, I'm not gonna fucking let my union members participate in your event, which, corruption is everywhere, and that's something that could potentially happen. That's why when or if this union ever begins, the people that you put in power of the union need to be able to not be scumbags and corrupt. To me, it would have to be somebody independent of gaming. Go get a fucking mobster. You're going to take his cut off the top. They always do, and that's just the way unions are. But let them have the interest of the players before the companies, the suits, the TOs. But now, with that said, something else that Richard Lewis had said, the FGC is stuck in basements and hotels while the other games are playing in arenas. No, you can't scam. The suits are going to do their thing. As far as the union goes, the reason I say the union, it's not as much as the unity aspect of unionizing, but it's more of players that put in years, You guys just said 20 years of putting money, being a pop monster. What do you have to show for it? Besides some memories and a bunch of badges. If it turned out to be, 20 years of doing it, if it turned out to be $10,000 saved on this for a 401 that you can't touch until you're 65. And while it's sitting, you can manipulate it, control it as far as, change your investments, a legitimate 401. I got a Fidelity 401. That 401 has allowed me to pull money out and sponsor events, sponsor players over the years. It let me do what I want. Why can't you guys have the same thing? You don't need to be a top player to earn something like that. You just need to be a member. And that's something that. But you know what? Memories are good, but why isn't it the opportunity to have more than just memories? I'm not telling you you're going to walk out of the FGC and retire. In fact, I'm saying the opposite. But I would rather you walk out of the FGC at 30 years old and say, I had enough, but I got to join the real world. I got to make some money. I managed to save up $10,000. I put in X amount of years. I got some insurance benefits that I got to pay for, but, I have it. And it's got to happen. At the end of the day, when I've had people say, no, we don't need that. Yes, you do. The only way gaming is never going to be taken serious by that fucking fat diabetic armchair quarterback sitting at his house watching fucking football on ESPN. He's never going to accept you unless you prove you're here to stay. And people like to use the X Games, BMX, all this other stuff and compare it to fighting games or just gaming in general. And to you I say, X Games ain't that popular. The same guy that bitches about the fighting games is also bitching about X Games being on ESPN. He ain't watching a kid on a skateboard, skate inside of a half pipe or a fucking emptied out pool. They're not there to watch kids on BMXs. It's your generation that enjoys that. So, if you're never going to become as big as baseball, football, basketball, hockey, even fucking curling, at least get the people in the seats that are actually into the games that you enjoy. And the key to that is figuring out what it's going to take to put them in that seat. Because they're not just going to skip through the channels and say, oh shit, I found this. People don't even browse. People don't even browse TV no more. Think about it to yourself. How often do you watch TV? And when you watch TV, you know when you turn that TV on, you're going to a specific channel. People don't TV surf no more or remote surf. They don't say, oh, what's on, no. They know 8 o'clock this comes on. They turn that TV on, boom, that channel's on. So how are people supposed to learn about the FGC or gaming? Molten, basically at this point, when you're a 33-year-old washed-up FGC player with no education, no 401, and no employment history, you go out to the real world and get fucked. You get to steal a job from an 86-year-old retired vet as a Walmart greeter because you're a little bit younger, and because you got no education, they could pay you even less. You know, I guess it was about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess maybe 3-4 years ago, I had put out on the show. You know, I have some... Hold on. I had put out on the show that I was willing to teach people cabling, data cabling, voice and computer cabling. And I said, if you want to come on, hit me up. I am not going to chase you down. And yeah, I still offer it, but my thing is single malt. When I offer it, at this point in time, one person in the FGC actually took me up on it. And when they took an interest in it, and they lived on Long Island, I got them a job. Now it kind of fell apart on them with the job aspect. He 16-bit. You know what? 16-bit is managed to squeeze his way in there. He knew how to play the system. He's not a programmer. He's not a developer, but he worked his hard. He worked hard to get his foot in the door. And again, he puts his heart and soul into it. But you're right. Nobody has to be a top player to get a job doing that. A job has nothing to do with playing the game. Too many people in the FGC think that somehow because you're good at a video game, that makes you a game developer. But you know what, Bot? It's like this particular person, and again, I'm not calling out names. I basically got him in the door at and he's got no college, but now he has the skills to go somewhere else if need be. But I got him in the door 401 in the union, probably about $40,000 a year to start. Full benefits, and he just decided, he He didn't want that in his life. There was one other person in the FGC that had showed interest in it. And I had told them, listen, this is the deal. Go out, you can go to Home Depot. You got to buy tool A, B, C, and D. They went out and they said, yeah, I'll do it. I said, all right, now understand, I'm not going to turn around and chase you down in 3 weeks and say, are you ready to learn? That's your job. I made the offer to you. If it's really important to you, you need to come back to me and say, yo, Jimmy, remember how you said you were going to teach me this? Now show it to me. And then that way I would feel like, well, I ain't wasting my fucking time, because I'm not fucking DeVry or Lincoln Tech schools of trades teaching people and getting paid bank off of it. This is me offering you an opportunity to grow as a person. And you know what? Grave and darken, yes, a trade is better than college. And I will say, depending on what you're going to college for. I mean, I don't need a guy that learned how to fucking to do metal shop becoming a heart surgeon. So college does have its benefits. But, a trade, or even multiple trades for that matter, will keep you going in life when everything else goes to shit. Because depending on the trade, there's always going to be RJ45s. But trades are always going to flourish as long as people are building. As long as wherever you live, your economy is booming, there'll be a demand for various trades. Welding's a great job, dude. I was just doing job, I guess about a month ago for the perfume manufacturer, Chanel. And I was watching these motherfuckers weld staircases. They built this staircase within the center of the floors, like 17 floors. And I was very impressed. Yes, Graven, and same thing. The guy who also goes to school for 7 years comes out and he's fucking $800,000 in debt before he even starts his job. Listen, I've told people my whole life, a trade is exactly that. It's something that will always be utilized. I did the culinary thing. I could cook for myself, basically. I could cook if I wanted. I could work in a restaurant. I could fucking... I did good with the hotel restaurant management, but it didn't keep my interest. But it's something that, if I need be, if I got to go wash dishes in Chili's or a Friendly's and just to pay bills, guess what? Then I'll be a fucking a culinary graduate dishwasher. I don't give a shit, but it's still a job. Unless you get in a union, you will not be making shit being a welder. Oh yeah, you got to be, to make the money like the guys that I was watching at the Chanel. They're making $80, $90 an hour in New York City. But you gotta do it in a union, or you're just gonna be the guy in the Meineke shop popping on fucking C-clamps and welding them onto fucking mufflers. So it's definitely, college is cool if you're gonna be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. Work in the shop making $15 an hour is hell, and you will be breaking your ass. Exactly. And it's going back to the FGC. There's a group of people in this community that, as you guys are talking right now about welding and engineering and data and CCNAs, they're not on that level. They legitimately think somewhere along the line, some rich dude is going to come into the FGC and just throw money at everybody and go, you all got salaries. I know you've never even made top 60 out of a 60-man tournament, but I'm going to pay you. That's just not going to happen. And that's another good gig. Union engineers are a good gig too. I mean, technically, I'm a network engineer, I guess. I don't even know what the hell my title is anymore. Yeah, I'm a voice and network engineer. But titles are titles. At the end of the day, you got to get paid for what you do. And that's the most important thing. Yeah, you definitely, it's a catch-22 with the, you need to know when you want, what you want to do. It's really dependent on what your options are that you want to choose from before you get out of school. Because there's certain things that you want to do, you have a very limited time frame and no chance to dick around. Like, for example, being a doctor. What do you think about this Ninja Steamer guy? I don't know. Who's Ninja Steamer? I'm not too sure who that is. And Naughty, you know it as well. You're working in the city. The FGC's, the FGC is disillusioned. Disillusioned. Hot Shit Ninja is a top streamer that organizes Fortnite. Oh, okay. I cannot tell a lie. I never got into Fortnite because I just never liked the graphics. I'll be honest, it turned me off. The graphics just turned me off. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, from seeing the reception of the game, people just love the game, but I just like, eh. And you know what? What's up, bot? It's just the game just never grabbed me. I followed it a little bit. I see like they're putting Thanos and shit, but I don't know. The whole concept of the game was just kind of a turn off to me, even from the beginning. I did play the beta for a little bit. I mean, shit. Listen, I don't knock another man's hustle. Between $1 and $10 million a year, that's fucking bank. But now you got to ask yourself, is that legit? I mean, like, how many views is he getting? How many views is he getting that he's pulling in that kind of money? Yeah, it does. I think it looks like a poorly designed graphically game. Then again, I'm anal. Like, I never liked Injustice because of the animations. I think it's a bunch of fucking Velociraptor superheroes fighting. So 500,000 subs, huh? Damn. I mean, hey, listen, again, if the guy's got the hustle, the gift, the gab, all the power to him. Unfortunately, that's not the case for a lot of other people. $233,000 subscribers. That's what all first. Yeah, I don't know. I thought with the evolution of technology, shit was supposed to get better. I mean, I remember sitting with the VR shit at the Microsoft store, and I was impressed as fuck with it. But with the evolution of technology, you would think the graphics get better, but they just kind of... Fortnite is riding a craze right now, and I think that will fail eventually. You know, I think eventually it will dissipate like everything else. Um, and when Fortnite 2 comes out, I dare you to come back with the same shitty graphics. And yeah, Graven, I agree. They dumbed down. They dumbed down the graphics and make it more user friendly to hopefully open up the window for people with less computers and less skill. As far as the Cobra Kai, yes, I watched the Cobra Kai. I thought it was fucking awesome. The way it was written, the way it was put together, the way it played out. I think it definitely, without a doubt, surprised the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm not gonna wreck it because again, I don't want to wreck it for nobody. You know, I'm not one of those spoiler dudes. Exactly. Yeah, season 2 is confirmed for 2019, which is cool. Um, you know, Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai's fucking me up because I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it for people. Um, you know, I honestly, when I had heard it was coming out, I was like, all right, this is gonna be dumb. You know what though? The nostalgia carried it, but the story itself, the story itself and what they did with the story, you know, before Cobra Kai came out, a couple of years back, you know, one of these guys that do movie reviews, you know, comedic movie reviews, had put out, what if Daniel LaRusso was really the bad guy of the movie and not the good guy. And, you know, for those who hadn't seen Cobra Kai, you know, I would suggest going on YouTube and Googling that video and how they explain how Daniel LaRusso is bad and how he was really the bully throughout the movie. And Johnny was the good guy. And in the Cobra Kai, they played on that very well. And the way they did the way they put the season 1 together with the flashbacks, the interactions between Johnny and Daniel LaRusso were amazing. You know, there was I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to say, the parts where Daniel and Johnny are in the car and they have that vibing moment and wind up going to the bar and actually talking and kind of getting to understand each other a little bit, was just amazing. And you know, the way, if you watch the original, how, you know, when Michael Cove was running the Cobra Kai dojo in the original, all of those kids were the bully dicks that we all grew up with back in the day. And, you know, I don't want to. It's so hard. Apparently Mike Barnes is supposed to be in season 2. Yeah, I heard he signed on to season 2 as well. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if Silva comes out of the woodwork too. I mean, they obviously brought Martin Cove back, you know, but like I said, I got to say, you know, and it's so hard because I don't want to spoil it for people, but the ending fit perfectly. The twists to it, while at first I was kind of like, all right, so this girl's doing this guy, but this guy's doing this one, but this son's over here. It got a little chaotic, but once you kind of sort through it, you're like, wow, you know what? It all came back. Bring back Miyagi. If I remember correctly, the actor who played Johnny did a music video called "Sweep the Leg" for some band, and in it they had Dutch in it. So Dutch, I wouldn't be surprised if Dutch makes an appearance. Hilary Swank in season 3. I don't know about that. All right, Mr. Malt, take it easy. You know, but it's like, yeah, yo, fucking Miyagi, Pat Morita was a pretty fucking cool dude, man. I actually met him once in California back in the 90s. And I actually just met Johnny and LaRusso. I met Ralph Macchio, whatever, like 2 or 3 Comic Cons ago. But you know, it's very. All I could say about Cobra Kai is if you watch the original, and it's funny because like I be talking to girls that like don't know the original Karate Kid, and I'm like, you got to go back and watch this. Then when you watch this, you got to go watch these so we can have conversations about it. But the way they played out everything in the show, you know, for those, I'll sell the show for those that didn't see it yet but might be interested in seeing it. So basically, the whole premise is 35 years or 34 years after the original Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso gets married, has kids. Johnny goes out, gets married, has kids. They're both living in California still. Daniel LaRusso is a successful auto dealership salesman, and Johnny's kind of just turned into like nothingness after the kick to the face from the crane style in Karate Kid 1. What was funny about the crane kick was when LaRusso sat at the tournament, and the first move that he told Miguel to do is do the crane kick, and they were like, yo, he stole your move. Yeah, I believe you could watch the first 2 episodes for free, and then after that, you know what? Maybe, I gotta see. I wonder. I got to talk to my boy Bowman, because I've been ignoring him and I feel like shit because he's put in so much work for this show. But I wonder, can I... The problem is, Malton, if I do it, I get copyright. I'd love to watch it all together, but I get a copyright. Oh, if they got 1 free month trial, then you just go and bang it out. Why are you asking me to call you and then you don't answer? What the fuck, dude? Call me, I do, no answer. Fix your fake ass internet, man. Yeah, Deadly Rave. I agree. I didn't want it to end either. I was like, yo, and at the end, I was like, all right, cool. So now, The real question is going to be, does Johnny rejoin?
The person whom you're trying...
I tried to call you. You don't answer. What the fuck? The person at the end, when he meets, and Johnny is left with that decision, because I don't think Johnny's going to work with him. No, they definitely won't make Kreese a good guy. Come on, Nightmare. What's up with your fucking 1500 baud rate internet here? Really? Nah, you can't make him good. He came in like a dick. Yes and no, because it's like being yeah, because he instilled the. Yo, what's up with your fucking McDonald's internet?
It's because I'm trying to call you off my Xbox. I'm not using my phone or my computer.
Okay, well, I hear myself, so echo. All right, better. No, I hear myself echoing.
Oh yeah, hold on.
And I think so. And Deadly Rave, yes, they played on that how Daniel was the real villain video, and then when Johnny told the story, he basically made me a believer that Daniel was just some cocksucking Newark jerk off that came there and fucked with him, tried to steal his girl. So and what made it play out even better is kind of, even in the present day of the show, he was still that dick. When he found out, like, fucking, who painted the dick on the billboard, and, he didn't want Cobra Kai. Like, this guy's trying to make a business at the end of the day, and you're telling him, no, you can't make your business. Allie was the real villain, because she was a whore.
Oh, wow. Like that?
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched it. What happened to no spoilers, though?
Oh, I'm just asking. So, but I mean, I'm giving roundabouts. I'm not giving spoilers out.
I know, but that's some of the good
stuff.
Though.
But like when they were in the bar, I was like, wow, so she was a whore the whole time.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it. They're fucking kids. They're not like, fucking grown and understand, love or anything. Everybody thinks they're fucking in love when they're young. I mean, she didn't know what the fuck she wanted. Like most girls, hopping from dick to dick. That's what it is.
The crane kick is an illegal move. That's what Morton just said. Exactly.
Yeah, in the real world, but it's a fucking, made up story, so who gives a fuck?
But, it definitely played out. Oh, I really thought it was just going to be shit. I was like, oh, God, really?
Yeah, so did I. I mean, the cinematography is kind of ass, but I'm the one that said it's running off nostalgia.
Yeah, I remember you said that. I almost blocked you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not. I'm not wrong. And then everybody's cashing in on the retro thing. Everything's retro now because they're running out of fucking ideas.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, let's say they used.
What's next? Bloodsport?
They did that already. They already did that.
Yeah, that too. Like,
but my thing is, with all the reboots of shit, this is like the first one that actually held me interested. And
this one they hit the nail on the head. But we'll see how it does as it progresses, because just like any new thing, and they attach every retro-y thing from the original, it could be great at the beginning and just turn the track.
Personally, the way I think the direction should go, and I think, and I hope this doesn't. Well, it's not going to give spoilers. I think Johnny and Daniel got to make like a Miyagi Kai dojo.
We'll see. I mean, Johnny Sensei's back, so I think he'll probably end up leaving there and become a bonsai-looking motherfucker too.
I think he's going to become his own entity and tell Kreese to go fuck off, and Kreese is going to come with the Mike Barnes dicks again.
Yeah.
Because they said Mike Barnes is actually going to be in it, the season 2.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to bring back as many people as they can. We'll see what happens.
But if they bring back Silva, who was the guy who was opening up the dojos everywhere with his Mr. Ponytail, he was a better bad guy in my opinion than Kreese. When he had Daniel punching the boards and busting his hands and shit, he's like, yeah, man, if a man can't breathe, a man can't fight. Punch him in the throat.
Yeah, man, he was taking it to a whole nother level with that shit.
That's what you need. Yeah. But, I mean, I can't see it going past the season 2. So they got to put closure to it. Like, you can't be turning this shit into, like, The Walking Dead. Because, I mean, as much as I like Johnny. But, see, now, what I heard is Will Smith is signed on as an executive producer of this. And they're also coming out with another one with his kid. And that's why he's trying to do this whole fucking... Yeah, and that would be something cool. Bring it like Shogun just said. Bring Elizabeth Shue back.
We don't need to see that bitch. All Daniel's gonna do is fucking fall in love and have issues.
Yeah, that would kind of turn it. I can guarantee you that both are gonna be like drooling again.
Yeah, y'all trying to get that full divorced or what?
I mean, the line that his wife said when she's like, "Oh yeah, the hot blonde kid, huh? Oh yeah, I remember him." And he's like, "I never said he was hot." Like you can see he's got that dicky jealous. He was a dick in the show. I was like, "Wow, you are a dick." Even when he was explaining in the trailer about kicking him in the face. He's like, "No, I kicked him in the face. I didn't kick his ass." I'm like, "Oh wow, what a fucking little cocksucker!" Like I was hoping Johnny dropped him there.
Yeah. Oh, he wanted to, and then when she was like, "Oh, look, your childhood fucking bully in our backyard, and y'all about to duke it out." That's great.
It definitely does play on the nostalgia, but like you said, I mean, what did it have? Like 2 hours. I mean, it almost played out the whole fucking original in it with fucking flashbacks.
Yeah. It pretty much cliff note the original, and then it had the new show in it. That's pretty much it.
Oh shit! This fucking wine is killing me. But
I'll be honest. The Mr. Miyagi part got to me. I'll tell you that.
Nah, it didn't get to me. I mean, Pat Morita was a cool actor and all, and I feel for him. But...
Oh, fuck yeah. I loved him in that movie he did with Jay Leno, and he did that flying kick into the windshield. That was the shit.
I remember there was a show I watched, and it was a show where they would get, like... This is in the 70s, so all y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna know it. It was like... It was a show called, like, Your Funniest Moment or some shit. And they would take, like, actors. Or Your Funniest Joke. And it would take actors and they would basically put them on the spot to tell a joke. And I remember he told a joke because, he played on the Asian thing big time. Ever since Happy Days. And what did he say? He said he went to a competition... And it was like a short sword competition. And he went to the third place guy and said, you won third place. How'd you win third place? And he says, you see this? And he looks and he points to the wall and there's a fly on the wall. And he blows on the fly and the fly flies around. He takes his short sword and cuts it. And the fly falls on the floor and says, see, I killed a fly and split him in 2 pieces. So Pat says, I went up to the second guy, and I said, well, what'd you do to win second place? And he says, oh, watch. He says, you see the fly on the wall? And he goes, and the fly flies around, He takes the sword, cuts it, it falls into 4 pieces. He goes, wow. Let me go find out the first place guy. He goes to the first place guy. He goes, how did you win first place? He goes, oh, you see the fly on the wall? And he goes, and he swings the sword, and the fly flies all the way around and keeps flying around and flies away. And Pat Morita said, like, the other two guys split it in 2 and 4 pieces. He says, you didn't do nothing. How'd you win first place? He says, that fly ain't gonna have no kids. And that was in like the 70s. And that was like the first time I remember like seeing him outside of the Happy Day. Like, I've never understood, like, beyond, there was like maybe 1 or 2 movies that I seen where he was in. Like, as an actor, I really didn't remember him in that much.
Yeah, he wasn't he didn't have a lot of variety, but when he did appear in other stuff, he still delivered that like perfect character, whatever he played.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, I was watching when the Cobra Kai shit came out. I watched, like, I started Googling YouTube and shit. You know, I'm going all flashback, like you said, the nostalgia shit. I'm like watching the originals, watching the.
I definitely had to go watch the original after that.
I mean, I will never watch Will Smith's son again. I mean, I feel bad that Jackie. I feel bad that Jackie Chan got fucked into that gig.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, Jackie Chan, man, he's another class act, but it's just too forced, man. Like, some reboots, you need to leave that shit alone. Like how they did the Ghostbusters, they should have left that alone.
Yeah, that
was a bad movie.
I actually cannot tell a lie. I never saw it. All I saw when the bar that I drink at, they were filming it outside, so I took a picture with the fucking Ghostbuster vehicle, and that was enough for me. Once I saw the chicks, I was like, yeah, no, this ain't happening. Not my cup of tea. But you know, that makes me some kind of obic for saying that, or a misogynist or whatever.
Yeah, people made it about, you know, being fucking sexist, but it wasn't even about the women. It was trash. Trash is trash. I don't care what you're talking about, whatever you're trying to say I am, but
there was actually, you know what, I have an anime that I had. I don't know if I still have it. It was an anime that Pat Morita narrated. I think it was called The Conquest of China or something like that I watched years ago. But, you know, you can't do nothing. You know, you can't do nothing more with him. Obviously, I wouldn't waste the time bringing the kid back from fucking 2 in Korea or Okinawa or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely I would bring Cove. I would bring Barnes. I would bring John Silver. But season 2, I think they got to wrap it. You can't do a season. What are you going to do, bring that fucking girl in next?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Their kids are going to have a lot of role. And then the fact, I think because Daniel's teaching his son's going to fall in love with his daughter. So they're going to play the romantic, you know, way. I can already see the bullshit happening.
What do we got? We should talk about people on the FGC are so fake. Well, that's a given. We all know that. They pretend to hate Marvel, Capcom, Infinite because it was popular. Now they're trying to say, hey, I want to play Marvel again. Yeah. Spoilers. I don't want. I do want to spoil it. I actually do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. So.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. You're gonna if I don't know how. Like I turned my kid's sister onto it, and she watched up to the sixth episode. There's 10 episodes total, and she can't find the next 4. I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I binge watched it. I got to see the free ones on YouTube. I was like, screw this. I went to my little website that I was like,
that's what I did. I like download all the torrents. I mean, I got them on my hard drive right now for those who want them. But I was wondering, I got to figure out, can I upload those to like the Discord?
No. Well, you could, but you could also just sign up for a Dropbox and then send somebody the link.
Yeah, but that means I don't want fucking. I would just want something that goes to those who know it. And anybody that don't, because I don't want motherfuckers sending out links to another person and another person, and next thing you know, I'm like, why is Paramount sending me a cease and desist again? Or YouTube, it would be.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. I agree with you. I don't think it's really going to last too long.
No, they can get away with one more season. After that, no.
Yeah, knock it off. You're harping on something that's hella old.
I mean, now, speaking of living off of the show, I mean, if you noticed, I dropped my Negan picture because The Walking Dead. I'm like, yeah, I can't be Negan no more. He went soft.
Yeah, a lot of people are dropping that show. A lot of shows, they get like that once they've been around for too long.
You know what? I like it. I still like it, but he got bitched. So I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't be Negan no more. And in the comic, unlike the show, he still kind of stays hard for a little bit, but then goes totally soft. So it's like, I kind of don't want to be him no more. So I'm going with Daryl now. See how long he lasts. But I've been watching Fear of the Dead. The first season I didn't like, but I was like, I'll just give it a shot. And then it got better. And then people just, like, they started making people die in weird places. And then they took fucking Morgan and they made him leave The Walking Dead, and now he's on Fear. You know, so I mean, I mean, people bitch about it, but I'm like, what more do you want? Like, everybody can't live forever. But I still watch it. You know, I don't know why people. I don't know what is it that makes people mad about it though.
People are entitled with the characters. Like how you said you moved on to Daryl. Well, a lot of people don't think their favorite character is supposed to die. Well, how's the show supposed to progress and get more shock value out of it? Man. Somebody has to go.
Well, no, Mike. Like when they offed Glenn, that's when people got mad. And I'm like, all right. Well, the main character's still there, which is Rick. Which is funny because the main character on Fear was the heroin addict's son, and they killed him. They just offed him a couple of weeks ago, and they offed him in like such a what way? Like really? That's it? Like shot to the chest, not even killed by a zombie?
And that's the other part where you're saying what's the problem is because the way they're offing people too. So there's a lot of reasons, but it's whatever. That show's kind of done, in my opinion.
You know what? They do have an ending in sight. You know, in the comic, when they come across the New World Order, it's a community of 50,000 people. You know, and it's closed off, government controlled, helicopters, weapons, all the bullshit. But then at that point, then it kind of goes, well, where do you go from there? You know, you're in a community of 50,000 people. Better Call Saul. You know, I never got into that. I always wanted to. But, you know, then again, I'll be honest. I never watched an episode of Breaking Bad.
Oh, wow. You're missing out. You need to watch that.
Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. I never watched an episode.
Don't worry about Game of Thrones. But Breaking Bad, that's, yeah. Like some gangster ass shit, yeah, that's right up there.
You know, I mean, but I know Saul came from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's pretty much the events before Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't watch it though because Breaking Bad was so good. I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing's gonna live up to that expectation ever again.
You know, but you know, Girl Gamer, my whole thing is like, but now we know. And we kind of got a little hint on Fear of the Dead. In the beginning of The Walking Dead, you were always like, well, is this across the nation? Is it just, you know, subjected to East Coast? Is it just down south? As it evolves, you come to find out it's all the U.S. But in the comic book, Rick has a brother. And his brother is over in Europe when this happens. And that's how you find out it's worldwide, not just in the United States. Because they played off that maybe this is just in the United States and these other countries will send help eventually. But his brother winds up in the comics stupidly getting on a boat and coming back to the U.S. to look for his brother, and only to get killed on the way back. You know, they did a lot of these little shorts, like the whole backstory to Negan was cool. You know how you know the behind Lucy, and they did go into it on the show. Not as in depth as I would like, but they did at least go into it. You know, so it's like they put the work into it, but they're trying what they're trying to do is they're not trying to play out the comics verbatim. Like, you know, instead of Abraham getting the bat to the head in the comic book, he got it, the arrow to the eye, like the lesbian girlfriend got from what's his name, Burnt Face Boy. That's how he died in the comic. And that's because they don't want to, you know, to just play out the comic really is going to fucking suck for the series. Because now you know, all you got to do is read the comic, and you don't need to watch the... Like, I've gotten lazy over the years. I don't go and read comics. I just go to these YouTube channels where the motherfucker reads it to you.
I know, that's how I was with a lot of, like, you know, because I love Marvel movies, so I don't read comics like that. I know about characters, but I read the backstories on, like, Marvel Wiki or, like you said, YouTube.
Yeah, I you know, the days of me having to go out, like, I've always loved the Moon Knight, which was Marvel's version of Batman, and I didn't know where it was going anymore because I ain't read Moon Knight. Like, in the 90s, I was reading comics. After that, I never touched a fucking comic, you know. But I liked Moon Knight, and I was like, all right, cool. Let me go see what they got on Moon Knight, if he's gonna get his own show or not. And instead, what I found is like they did like 20 more reboots of them, which kind of annoys me. Yeah, Comic Books Explained, exactly. See, Shogun knows. I go to Comic Books Explained. The motherfucker reads it and even shows you the cells while he's reading it to you.
Yeah, I see.
You know,
that's good though, you know, because back then you didn't have like YouTube or the internet to explain shit to you like that.
You know what? Autobot said, you think after all these seasons they would at least try to find out what the rest of the world is doing, get some batteries, find a radio, anything to see what's going on the outside of little areas. Seems to be stuck in hell. Morgan footed it halfway across the country. Yeah, that's kind of a little, and it's not halfway, it's all the way. Motherfucker walked across the country. But I think they're doing that to try and explain a time jump that they're going to do for season 9. Oh shit! But yeah, it definitely. I'm still interested in it. I guess maybe it's because it's just become the norm. Because I didn't start watching it until the 4th season. Because somebody kept telling me, "Oh, you should watch it," and I did, and I binge watched it from like the first 4 seasons up to the last episode, which was what at the time the TV was on, and I binge watched 1 to 4 point whatever it is, 4.12 or 13, and the governor was a good character. Listen, Negan is still a good character. You know, I think Negan was I think the dude that plays him does a great job. You know, when you come to find out that he's a gym teacher and that, you know, he was cheating on his wife, you're like, wow, you know what? He's just a regular dude, but it brought human qualities to why he becomes a dick. Because we all had that asshole gym teacher that was just like that dick, and you're like, that's exactly what he came off as you know, the way he talked to people, condescending, probably the type of motherfucker peeping in the girls' locker room, you know. But I think in the end, Rick and him become friends. But the problem is when they killed Carl, you know, that totally went off on what the show was. You know, again, that's his story was supposed to continue the show. You know, it was supposed to be, their attitude was supposed to be that, like, all of this was being told by Carl as an adult, living in the zombie world still, which you can't do no more. What's up, Mr. Fifth? I was an asshole to the gym teacher. But, you know, again, it's the only thing I watch. I don't watch wrestling no more because that's dog shit. I don't watch fucking Family Guy, South Park. I catch clips on. Like, I literally live off of YouTube. And then Sunday nights, I DVR the fucking Fear of the Dead or The Walking Dead and I catch it. That's
Don't
it.
lie, James. You watch Roseanne.
You know what? I never watched it. People,
Ever? Wow.
I didn't watch it then, and I don't watch it now.
Well, you should look into Breaking Bad and then look into Power. Pretty good show.
I heard Power was good, and also I heard Black Lightning was good. I didn't see that, and I didn't see the. Did they come out with new Marvel on Netflix? Any of them yet?
Not that I know of. I really.
Jessica
the only
Jones.
one that caught my interest
They did
was
second season of Jessica Jones, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. I never watched Dexter. That's the serial killer, fucking.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either.
Forensic guy or whatever. But yeah, I definitely. Yeah, MK versus DC too. Nah, that's not happening. Mr. Robot, I watched the first season and then it just lost me.
You seen The Sopranos?
The Sopranos.
You've never seen it? It's about the Italian mob.
I don't know. Let me see.
It has James Gandolfini. He's actually dead though.
If you look at the stream, tell me, is it this?
Yeah, that's a good show, man.
Yeah, I watched it. Trust me.
That and then The Wire.
Dude, I've gone to the strip club. I went to Bada Bang.
Bada Bang.
But yeah, no, it was good. You know, that's.
I didn't like the way it ended, though.
Yeah, you know what? The problem is, again, same thing with the social justice mentality. These fucking directors come in and fucking want to do this shit that's like, oh, why don't we just leave it all hanging? Like, really, dude? Well, how you gonna fix your hanging now that fucking Gandolfini's fucking dead?
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like, yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I forgot you were Jersey boy. Yeah, I've been over there. But is that Lyndhurst? I think it is. But
I love that show, man. It was good. I binge watched it a few times. I watched it when it was on air because it was like late '90s, early 2000s. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely good. The ending fucked it though.
Yeah, the ending. I hate fucking directors who do that shit. You leave it up to interpretation. What could happen didn't happen. Like, man, fuck out of here. Did the motherfucker get shot or not?
You know what I want to see, and I suggest everybody see, and I'm not a fucking Travolta fan. Fucking Gotti, dude.
Oh yeah.
You see the trailer for it?
I haven't.
Yeah, check out the trailer for Gotti, dude. I was like, yo, because you're like, every time I see fucking Travolta, I think of Grease. But yo, he plays a fucking great. I've met Gotti numerous times in my life, and he comes off, sounds like him, acts like him, fucking down to a fucking T. And it looks like it's up. It could potentially be up there. I won't give it Goodfellas status. I would give it like A Bronx Tale. Like it could be.
Yeah,
it could be that good.
Good movie.
Yeah, it could be up there. And that's the other thing. I want to catch South Park. I can't. You know, I get home. Luckily for me, tomorrow I got a later work, so I actually could stay up. But you know, after my trip to Israel, I'm kind of like, I just want to sleep all the time.
Oh, Mr. Fitz, you need to watch that Bronx Tale. That's a classic. Oh my god.
Yeah, Bronx Tale was a great movie.
And fuck, there's so many faces in that movie. Even people from The Sopranos, Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Joe Pesci.
The bar, like, the best part about that is growing up in the Bronx, all the places that they talk about and how it was like that not only back then, but it was like that in the 70s and 80s. And that part, now you can't fucking leave the bar. I was like,
yeah, exactly. They were about that life back then, man. And then, you know, how C, you know, he was kind of showing his racism because that's what he was, you know, raised around.
Yep.
He was like, oh shit, I can't be like that because these black guys are going to kill me.
But De Niro was great in it too. It was a great movie. It
sure.
definitely fifth. I definitely suggest seeing it.
Yeah, definitely go. You like Goodfellas? You're gonna like that movie.
Yeah, Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, Casino.
Oh yeah.
Are like the '90s. I mean, I'll be honest. Godfather 1 and 2. I would put it in the same league.
Oh man, Godfather, yeah.
I would put it in the same. I would put it in the same league as all three of them. You know, they're all. None of them's better than the other one.
Oh no, they just work off each other. You watch them in a row, you're just like in awe after you're done watching them.
Bart said you need to see Raging Bull. Let me tell you a little secret.
Oh, Styles said go get your fucking shine box, dude.
Fucking spider. But they as far as Raging Bull, I got it on DVD. It's been sitting. I never opened it out. I bought it out of like the bargain bin bait thing in fucking Walmart and never watched it either. But I did catch a scene of it. I didn't know fucking Pesci's in that.
And what?
In Raging Bull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. I just caught like one day. I said highlights of Raging Bull on YouTube, and I was like, oh shit, he's in there. Once Upon a Time in America was good as well. That was another one that was good. You know, and it's that fucking the guy who played the boss in A Bronx Tale. I don't know what the fuck his name is, the actor, but I believe he was in that too. Once Upon a Time in America. Spaghetti westerns. I wish somebody would start redoing spaghetti westerns and not fucking Tarantino. You know, like old school, like old Clint Eastwood fucking westerns. I wish he would do fucking some westerns. I'd watch those. Yeah, Godfather 3 was kind of trashy.
It was, but man, it was beyond fucked up. Like all the shit that just transpired because it was just all unfolding. Man.
Yeah, it definitely was the less of the three Godfathers. But then again, like we were saying earlier, it seems like as they stretch these fucking franchises on, like I'm hoping like after The Last Jedi, they pull some crazy ass rabbits out their hat to redeem that movie.
Well, this is the problem. Okay, say if they sign us both on. You're J.J. Abrams. I'm the other guy. What you made before, I'm not going to be able to live up to what you write. We write different movies. Yeah. So how do you expect The Last Jedi to be godlike if it's not you writing the movie that started off the new trilogy? That don't make sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, obviously Disney is milking it. I mean, the Solo movie looks good. I ain't going to lie.
It looks decent. I'm not a fan of the guy who plays Solo.
I'm not either, but at the same time, Chewbacca, man, he be fucking people up in the trailers. Chewbacca. Like
Chewbacca.
I'm like, yo, Chewbacca got a bitch. He like giving her a little like goodbye, and he be saying some crazy. He be saying making fun of him and shit. And then when he's like, yeah, I'm 198 years old, I can fly a fucking plane. You know, it's like, damn. So Chewbacca got the Wookiee language lines that you just. The kid that's playing Solo is not bad, but he does have he has an off look. He has an off look to him.
I just put it this way. I'm more intrigued about the world than I am about the characters. I'll tell you that.
Lucas sold the rights, so he
sold his shares, but he cares. It's just he's an old man. Once you get to a certain point, he's already reached the top.
Yeah.
He don't give a I mean, he earned his right not to give a shit, so to speak. So anybody hating on Lucas can eat a dick. Because he started Star Wars with $10,000 in college, not knowing that shit was gonna come be a hit.
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name.
But he is a grimy motherfucker too.
I mean, he is, but I mean, everybody changes. Nobody stays, perfect. I mean, shit. Think about all the people you encounter being a god of directing. I mean, people are on your ass, they telling you shit. So, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, but shit, that's the best thing about Star Wars.
Yeah, the actor definitely has the Nick Cage hairline going on, but you know the Woody Harrelson thing actually kind of intrigued. Like I watched the Planet of the Apes, which sucked, but I thought and I'm not a big Woody Harrelson fan. I mean, to me, he's got White Men Can't Jump, and
I mean, he got some classics underneath him, but he's real random with it.
Yeah. But they definitely, when it came to the cast, it looks like they created a pretty good, like the guy that's playing young Lando is pretty cool. So I mean, I was cool with that. The robot his droid that he has seems like a dick. I'm cool with that. I think it's gonna have more comedic, but my whole thing is, it's like, are they going to try to tie this somehow into the whole Force and Star Wars thing, or is this just?
No, this is just prequel juice money side story, just like Rogue One was. But Rogue One was actually good.
Yeah, well, the end of it was.
Yeah, well.
After that,
I have more interest in that than I do Solo.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. They're talking about Boba Fett and Obi-Wan one, and it's like, yeah, they're gonna try to milk the shit out of this friend. Listen, fuck all you Boba Fett fans, all right? He's a fucking retard that wound up fucking getting cloned a bazillion times, which made no sense. The toy, all we cared about was the fucking toy back in the day. And no, nobody had one where the rocket shot out the back and choked and died. That's a lie. There was always those fucking stories. There was other bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back that were cooler than him. Like IG-88, when Vader sent them all out to find them. He was like the cool one that everybody vibed to. But there was other ones there, and I can't remember the names of all of them. They're gonna bleed that shit out. Oh yeah, they're bleeding the shit out of it. Hunger Games was another one. Like, I was cool with the first two, and then I was like, really, just fucking kill everybody, be over.
Yeah, like go ahead and make your great sacrifice for the rest of them. Move on.
Dagobah Boskin, IG-88. Wow, Wuzu Bosk was the lizard motherfucker. IG-88 was the silver robot, and 4. Wow, this motherfucker be gotten all of the fucking robots. Yeah, I'm impressed. Damn, real Star Wars fans. I'm old. My memory ain't as good, but I remember having all the toys, the original ones, and the head wrap. Yep, that was Dengar. Damn. And it's funny because the comic actually gets into all these guys, and you're like, damn. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll end the franchise.
Well, actually, I think they're thinking about expanding it after this trilogy because with his face, that guy who directed The Last Jedi is supposed to have his own like universe after this trilogy's over with. So they're gonna bleed it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna. I mean, that's just the Disney way. Soon, Mickey Mouse is gonna be in it.
But it's all good. There's gonna be like 20 years of Marvel movies, so that'll make you forget that Star Wars is losing touch.
Bounty Hunter. Ah, wow. There you go. He's got the picture of. He's actually got the picture of them all. And you know what kills me? Let me go to this fucking. Let me go to my other. Where's my other fucking window? Screen capture? Yeah.
Oh no! Out of that group, Boba Fett looks the dopest though. Everybody eat a dick.
Nah, man. IG-88 back there, man.
I know, but you gotta think you're basing it off the comic. You know, so that's another thing about Star Wars purists. Like motherfuckers get mad because they haven't like pulled all these stories out their ass. They'll never do those type of stories.
No. Close that. Yo.
Yo, hello?
Yo. What up?
What's up, James? What's up, man? How's everyone doing?
Always a quiet night tonight.
That's good. That's good. I heard we're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is Bot, by the way.
Okay. Wow. Actually, people are showing up.
I haven't used Skype in like 3 years, so that's why I don't have a picture. I guess I must have deleted it or something.
Yeah, Star Wars, like, the I don't know, it, again, like you were saying about the nostalgia, like, listen, I understand that they're trying to continue the story, and I don't know, maybe I was, because of the originals, I was hoping, like, the fact that, like, Luke bit it like that, I was like, Snoke got, like, dusted like a bitch.
Yeah, like, what was Snoke supposed to be anyway?
That's what I'm saying, but that's why, like, I think they're trying to pull some 180 shit, and like Snoke has to come back and be like, "Oh, haha, you struck me down. You only made me stronger."
Yeah, but that's just gonna piss people off even more.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, and then okay, this is my problem. I don't mind the new trilogies, but I think they did it 20 years too late. Fucking Luke is old as fuck. Leia's dead. Like Jesus. Like, come on, man.
Well, they tried with that prequel crap.
Yeah.
Look, hey, man.
That didn't really work out.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. I didn't mind them. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith wasn't terrible. I mean, it had its moments. But, you know, it wasn't completely awful.
No, I mean none of the prequels were total trash, but they were on a level of really, like,
yeah,
a lot of those moments, like, really, and then, you know, to I don't know, to somehow justify shit. It's like the Karate Kid video where Daniel's banned. It's like, all right, look, we can make it up as we go, but reality was that's not the way the story was written.
And you got to think it's a byproduct of the era too. You got to think storytelling was amazing, graphics and technology was shit back then, so they had to come up with the most godlike story ever. That don't exist today.
No, they rehash over and over. But my whole thing is like, you know, when people were bitching about Jar Jar Binks, I'm like, you know, and I'm like, look, I said it's a fucking Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna have
everybody.
characters.
I mean, look, since you're pulling up the names, with fucking the general and that fucking blue Muppet looking motherfucker. I don't know who he was. He was the pilot of the ship.
Oh,
with Akbar.
A fish head, the fish guy.
Yeah, and it's like
a trap.
Yeah, and it's like you know, nobody bitched about him.
Yeah,
like, that's a good point.
You know, it's like, all right, Jar Jar had to have some line, but then again, in the new age, because of that, they were like, well, really, like, that's because he's really super strong with the dark side. And I'm like, and he's really Palpatine. And I'm going, dudes, come on. Let's not look into it that deep. And then they're like, oh, well, did you notice he was jumping over the puddles because he's got force walk? And I'm going, all right, relax. All right?
I guess
it was a bad character.
I guess the thing was, Akbar never really had much much of a character. He didn't have much screen time as much as like Jar Jar did, you know.
Yeah. You know, but it's like, but Jar Jar,
it was a little too abrasive for some people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. He fucked up everything. He started this whole shit because he gave Palpatine the power. I'll vote before, but be you. But I'm like, yo, what is this, Fat Albert? Like,
have you heard the theory now that Jar Jar is actually a Dark Jedi?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on, guys. That's what I'm saying. They were like, oh, wait, look, he was jumping over the water, and he held his breath underwater for longer, and he did this, and he fought, and he beat these guys up, but it looks like an accident, but he's really super strong. And we go, all right, look, we admit it. You know, that's where like they just got to, we admit it, the character sucked, but let's not invent him into a cool character.
He used to suck, you know, look the other guy's name is Wookiee. His name is Woozle. What's up, Woozle? He used to suck dicks.
You know, and then that was like, but then like on the new Star Wars, like when he's milking the tit of the fucking slothy shit, I'm going, really, dude? Like,
yeah.
What director was like, yo, Mark, I need you to pretend you're sucking the tit of a fucking monster and drinking the milk.
Yeah.
And Mark must have been like, yo, dude, come on. I voice a whole bunch of shit. I know, you know, I'm the Star Wars. I'm the cool Luke Skywalker from the 70s. But like,
he's the Joker.
But motherfucker, really? I'm gonna suck the tit of a monster? You know, and it's like, yeah, they tried to make him like the drunken master, and I'm like, and even the fight scene, like, I would have rather them been like, yo, bitch, drop the sword, so go ahead, kill me.
Well, everyone here's seen the Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
That casino scene was completely useless.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That was such filler.
I mean, there's gonna be parts like that in movies. There's gonna be shit that you just don't agree was completely not needed. You could have put something else in it, but you know, people complain about Leia too, like, oh, she, you know, Mary Poppins, but still, she has the fucking Force. What do you expect her to just,
But she never showed that she had the Force.
You know, I mean, I gotta kind of side with them on that. That floating through space shit was a little. The floating through space shit, yeah, that was a little much.
The only indication that she had the Force was at the end of Empire, where she was like telepathically like talking to Luke.
Yeah.
Or something like that's the only indication where she actually had, like, she never actually showed like nobody no Jedi has ever done that, like through space, like in an orb.
But
like,
now theoretically speaking, does that show she has the Force, or does that show Luke reached out to her?
No, she has.
I don't know.
Luke reached out. Luke was hanging, and he's like, "Yo, Leia." Okay, so he sent out the original signal.
Yeah.
You know, so like it really doesn't. Even then, it really doesn't showcase. Like there wasn't a moment in any of the previous ones where like she like said, "Hey, Glass, come here," and it came to her hand or some shit. So it was like,
no.
To elevate from never seeing her grow with the Force to motherfucker floating in space is a hard pill to swallow.
Is because you're not getting closure of her training or no bullshit like that, but that's the filler. Like that's them closing the gap. She's old as fuck. She's the daughter of fucking Vader. They're all Jedis, so it's embedded in her genes no matter what. You just gotta hold that.
So was she like something with like the pink haired girl or the purple haired girl? Was that a thing, or what was that? What was that?
Which one?
The purple hair girl, I forgot the girl that plays the girl in Jurassic Park.
Oh, the general chick.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck she was.
What was that about?
Yeah, it was just kind of. That was just like that was part of the whole Poe learning who he is, you know. But
and And pretty much she was like a placeholder for Leia. She knew she was gonna have to sacrifice herself. She said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go out doing something good."
She's like, "Fuck it, I'm dying in this movie, man. They ain't gonna keep me in the next one anyway."
No, but IG-88 is a great bounty hunter, though.
Yeah.
If you ever play that Nintendo 64 game with IG Shadows of the Empire, they should do like a Shadows of the Empire storyline.
They could do. You know what it is,
really cool.
But you know what the problem is like with the Karate Kid and the nostalgia. While the Star Wars universe is huge, nobody knows who 99, and most people are locked on to the first three, the original three, and don't go beyond that much. And like people like my father, my brother, you know, that are in 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that saw the originals, really don't give a fuck about the movie anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and like the fact that, like, I mean, the new ones, they offed off just about everyone. You know, so it's like, I understand you're trying to build a new brand, but I don't think Rey and fucking Solo's kid can carry the franchise. Like, I don't see them doing 3 more after. I see them doing the 3 more and then going back with the filler backstories of people, and then that's a wrap. Star Wars is dead. I mean, honestly, who do you think can carry? I mean, you can't bring Vader back. You know, like even the Vader thing, like they were playing on the Snoke with the ring and said the ring is from underneath Vader's castle. I mean, you say Vader's castle, people in the fucking that watch the movies are like, what do you mean? He didn't have a fucking castle. He was on a Death Star. Like they don't give a shit about the backstory of like how he became those years after he got put back together. What did he do? You know, it would be cool. Like what I thought was good in Rogue One was how they pieced the original the original intro to that of him coming through and actually fucking people up, and that's the Vader people want to see.
I mean, everybody wants it to be like straight slaughter, like just the whole ending with Luke and Kylo. They wanted him to duke it out because he was gonna die anyways, but he's not gonna kill his fucking nephew, and he wasn't gonna give his nephew the satisfaction of killing him. He was like, "Nah, fuck you. My powers are too good. I'm godlike. I'm gonna project myself, and you can hold that L. I'm out."
Yeah, but he died anyway, so he got what he wanted.
Yeah. So fuck Kylo.
I like Kylo though. I actually
like him, but he's too emo. Like he's literally the reflection of this generation. Straight emo.
Oh yeah. He's definitely one of the kids sitting on the stool in fucking South Park. No doubt. Definitely, no doubt. You know, but you know, I'm hoping he evolves.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know where it's going. That's the other thing. Does anybody really know the direction this shit's going? Like, are they going to become together? Is she going to become bad? Does he become good all of a sudden? You know, there's so many rumors out there.
There's so many ways they can take it, but it'd be too obvious if they did it to where he just becomes good. I just feel like he's just going to get fucking killed because he has too much anger and too many feels. Like, he just needs to go. He's a waste of fucking space.
Because he didn't kill his mother when he had the chance.
Yeah, that was probably just like
there we go.
Like Vader. You know, he couldn't kill Luke. Kylo's doing the same thing with his mom. So, other than that, he's a piece of shit for killing his dad. So, fuck him.
I just wonder, like, did I never heard Harrison Ford talk. Like, I know I heard Mark Hamill bitch about the direction. But I never heard, Harrison Ford be like, yo, they brought me in for this fucking thing, and then they just off me.
He wanted to be killed since, the second movie.
Yeah, I remember he said that.
Empire Strikes Back, he wanted to be done with it, but they kept talking him into Return of the Jedi.
They're like, come on, man, you want to buy another airplane, don't you? So you can land it on people? Man,
man, that's just
So what do you think that happened to Marvel Infinite? Why is that such a shitty game?
You know, Dragon Ball Z pulled people away.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's
That's
got
living
the
off the TV show.
Yeah, living off the TV show. It's typical IP properties. And honestly, I'm sorry, Capcom just sucks.
And who wants
Yep.
to play a 2v2 Capcom game? I mean, it's not the 90s no more.
Mm-mm.
Like NBC1, it was back then. We don't want to play that shit no more.
Now, I was talking to Jaha this weekend about that because he was, he grew up in California. He grew up in the Watson young Watson era. And
Update was just bug fixes. It was no characters, no nothing.
there was no bug fix. There was nothing. What you see is what you get. Oh shit! It crashes if you do that. All right, if you do that, you're a fucking dick, and we're gonna beat you up. That was your patch. If you do it, I beat you up.
Wow.
There was no patch in there. I mean, every once in a while, they would put out a ROM update, but like a year later.
Yeah, like Capcom didn't give a fuck. They just put it out just because. Why did they do it in the first place? Just to, like clean up the game or something?
Yeah, that's they didn't do a patch because we found the bug like this. The only time they did a patch was nothing gameplay related. It would have to be coin related, audit related, something for the actual operators that buy the fucking thing, not for the player. Mortal Kombat was probably the first one that started to do updates on ROMs at a kind of fast rate. And when I say fast, 7 months after you find the bug.
I think this goes deeper than just Marvel's Capcom, though. I think
This Capcom sucks.
in
Capcom
general,
sucks. They suck.
Yeah,
they do
trash.
suck.
I mean, come on. I mean, they're the new.
That was their former self.
They're the new Acclaim Entertainment.
Yep.
They put out crappy products. They expect
Yeah.
they do shitty ass fucking promotions, and then they get people to
really
think it.
people really like that Monster Hunter game.
Yeah, that's the only thing they're living off of. And then
and Resident
Sony's
Evil.
putting the bill for Street Fighter. So
Yeah, I mean, but now you got to understand, like, their fighting game guys suck, and the fact that the fact that they actually think they're putting out. I mean, I feel bad for this Ono dude. Like, you do know nobody likes your games. Period.
Yeah, that's a shitty feeling.
It sucks, dude. I've been. Listen, dude. There's so many games. I remember when I did Aliens for Genesis, and I thought it was the shit. And then they're like, "Yeah, we were ready to do this big, fucking, beautiful ending when you trap the alien into the fucking lava thing." They were like, "Nah, just get it done." I'm like,
wow.
What do you mean? Like we just spent like a year and a half on this. What do you mean, just get it done? They're like, yeah, it's got to get out like now. I'm like, all right, so it's just called in. That's it. Game over, man. I'm like, really? That's what you want me to give them?
It sounds like you really had a passion for what you were doing, and
the problem.
They're thinking about the dollar signs.
That's what it is. They all do, because once you become a publicly traded company, it's not about the product. It's about the stock. You are rich if your stock goes up. Not about your product selling. They don't give a shit. I'll put out 100 pieces of crap and make $1 million each one. Or I could put out one and make $5 million on one. Instead of fucking doing that, they say the more they put out, it looks like more of a productive company.
Not to mention just the name itself, Aliens, was probably going to sell itself. Right?
Well, that's why if you notice, one thing you'll notice about Acclaim, we always had good IPs. Whether it was all the Midway titles or the comics, we had exclusive wrestling for WWF. We had Marvel before anybody else had Marvel. We had Fox before Fox decided to make a lot of the times what happened to us is we would get the IPs for shit, and then the company would be like, well, fuck, if they do it, why don't we just do it? And then all of a sudden you get Fox Interactive, and they're like, yeah, we're taking the rights away to do Terminators and Predators and all the other shit, and we're doing it now.
Didn't you work on the Genesis version of NBA Jam?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that game. That's a great version of the game.
I loved NBA Jam. I still whoop ass in it.
Yeah, I can get into some NBA Jam.
You know, but yeah, I mean, my first basketball game was Arch Rivals, which was dog shit, but it made good money because there was nothing out at that time in the arcade. There was nothing out there. But we were, you know, so we had Marvel, we had The Simpsons, we had the WWF, we had the Williams Valley Midway, we had Fox News stuff. So you had Addams Family, Terminator, Predator, Aliens. We weren't much for creating our own IPs.
Yeah, that is true. I think one thing they claim they do a lot of licensed stuff,
and that's the safest bet because you're like, all right, you know, if this movie's hot, then we're making money. Like when we did Maximum Carnage, at the time the band Green Jello was big, and they had that Little Pig song that they did on old MTV, fucking when MTV actually was a music station. And because of that, we had them do the soundtrack for Maximum Carnage. And added little feature is, at the time, I was talking to the marketing guys, and I would always give the marketing guys like little things, like, oh, try this. And I said, yo, dude, like Maximum Carnage, let's make the cartridge red like Zelda did it gold. And they were like, holy shit, that's awesome. So we were like the first one to deviate from the gray cartridge to an actual color. Little things like that, but those like,
yeah,
it's
that
snake,
means lots of people.
But it's snake oil.
Special.
Yeah, but it's snake oil salesman because, like, what good's putting a bow on a piece of shit? It's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, you can't polish a turd. Man.
So it's like, you know, we would do these games, and we would get to the point where, like, you know, they would like literally like they would say, all right, you got 2 years to do a game. Like, all right, cool. 3 months into making the game, they're like, oh, remember how we said 2 years? We got to cut it down to a year and a half. And then you're like, all right, so I got to scale. All right, so I wanted to do this, this, and this, but I can't now. So let me redo this. And then like 2 weeks after that, they're like, remember how we gave you a year and a half? Actually, we got to make it a year and 2 months.
Yeah, and suddenly everything's getting cut, and more things are getting cut. I
mean, if I had the team and time frame that like Ed Boon had, I could tell you this right now. I could make Mortal Kombat. I could be the Donald Trump to the Mortal Kombat franchise. I could make fucking Mortal Kombat franchise great again. With the amount of people they have, 250 people team? Really?
Yeah.
We did it with 6 people.
Including the actors.
Pretty much. You know, and it's like now, with the money that they're putting into these games, the production value, like, dude, I expect games from these companies, like, literally, I could jerk off to it. That's how good I expect it. Don't come to me with something that needs to be patched 35 times in the first month.
Yeah,
in the first month.
The game's not done yet then, yeah.
You know, you're selling me unfinished product, and then you wonder why your companies are failing. You know, I don't want to buy a game. You know, they try to follow the microtransaction world of League of Legends. That's their new thing. Like, I didn't need Geese in Tekken. I don't need a Final Fantasy guy in Tekken. I just need Tekken completed.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't ask for a lot. Injustice. The fucking Velociraptor animations with their fucking arms. That's not fun. It's rinse, wash, repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat. You don't have the ability. The game designer is now telling you this is what you have to do. Where the earlier version of Mortal Kombat, you created what you wanted to do. You know, if you did like a flow chart, you know, like one of those flow charts, if you press A, go to the left. If you press B, go to the right. When you go to the left, you have 2 options. If you do one, you go to the left more. If you do the other, go to the right. They don't do that now. Now everything is your combo system, unless it's Marvel based. you know, which is 999 hits, fucking, you know, fucking combos, where it's just a trap where you watch.
Yeah.
You know, that's not.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's not fun.
No, it's hit kills is not fun.
You know, and the problem with it is that was good in the arcade days because it made people spend more quarters. But that's the difference. You're not in the arcade days. Those days are dead, done, never to come back.
No, it's not fun for Johnny Donuts just playing the game and online, and this guy just does like a 58 combo on him, and he never wants to play again.
No, but see, the difference is you bought the game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're not putting a quarter in it.
They already got your body. So
I got your money already. I got your money, sucker. I don't care if you play it ever again.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. And on top of it, they're going to sell you the Game of the Year edition 6 months later.
And you can't, like there was a time, all right, listen, I'm going to confess something. I was a scumbag. Actually, a lot of us were. Back in the day, all right, when we were making games, when the games came out, you know, we were given boxes of the games for ourselves. Boxes. You know, I think there was like a dozen per box. And back in the day at Toys R Us, you didn't need a receipt to return a game. So, we were getting them off the production line and returning them to Toys R Us and making extra money.
It's not against policy, I guess.
You know, and then Toys R Us came out. Well, we did that because Toys R Us had come out with a rule. Because I used to, when I was younger, I used to go buy a game at Toys R Us, finish it, and just bring it back and be like, my mother bought me this, and I thought it was for Sega, but it's for Nintendo, and it don't fit in my system. So they would give you the cash back after you finished it. Then they came out with the rule, if you open it, all you can get is the same game again. And then they stopped that, and then they said, if it's unopened, we'll give you cash. They stopped that, and they were like, well, if it's open, we'll give you Jeffrey Giraffe money, which was fake currency for the store, where you could spend it in the store.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
I'm pretty much, yes. MFG Dora said, I put him out of business. Yeah, we pretty much put him out of business. We killed Toys R Us.
Hey, listen, you can do the same thing at GameStop. You can buy a used game and play after a week and go return it, and then buy it again and return it after a week. Get your full money back, cash.
My problem is, I wanted to get God of War, but I haven't had time.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. It's just, but then I got to dedicate the time to playing it, and it's got to be at least a 12-hour walkthrough.
It's God of War is a really awesome game. I wouldn't say it's like a game changer kind of game. Like, it's not going to like change your life in any kind of way, but they
did a good job on the game.
It's really fun. It's really good.
And we had the guy who did all the fucking animation on our show. The guy who played Stryker on Mortal Kombat web series is the guy. Eric Jacobus is the guy who did all the animation for God of War, the stop motion.
The new God of War?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. He was on here a couple of years ago. But he played Stryker. He's the guy that does if you go on Instagram, he does all those mock-up videos of the Tekken characters. Like, you'll see him do the anime. He'll actually do the moves of the characters. He usually ends...
like Poke Chop?
No. No, he does, like, each character of Tekken, he shows you those moves in real life. And he does it off of like a training.
So he's like a legit martial artist.
Oh yeah. He's definitely legit. He's a stunt actor.
That's really cool. That's really amazing.
You know, so when I saw that he actually did the animation for God of War, I was like, that's cool, because I see people that have been in the industry one way, shape, form, or another, and then they're gone. But it's cool when you see somebody that's kind of still around.
Yeah, I mean, like God of War is one of those games I would not want to spoil for anybody. If anybody's never played it, it's one of those games where you really should play it.
Yeah, me personally, like I said, I'm not one that gives a fuck about spoilers, so I watched. But on the flip side, I was like, Don't care. I still want to play it. Like I went
You
to the ending. I saw the ending just to see what the fuck, who the hell he's fighting, and I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it actually got me into Norse mythology. Norse mythology is real interesting.
Yeah, horseplay. Eric Jacobus. I can't fucking. He gets mad. I keep pronouncing his name.
Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Yeah, Toys R Us, man. What? I guess Toys R Us. What do they sell nowadays?
They're
anyway?
gone. They're out of business.
Yeah,
They went bankrupt. I mean, that was inevitable. I used to do work for them on their network side for years, and you could see it back then that like toy stores just died. I mean, they were the last of toy stores.
I'm surprised Toys R Us lasted this long.
Yeah,
you know?
Surprised.
Like KB Toys died back in like 2002.
And KB Toys was a shit. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Now everybody could buy anything online. Like all these companies that want to sell like a figure or like a collectible, they'll just sell it online. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's right. The founder died the same week that they announced that. I remember seeing that. I was like, damn, what the fuck? You know, we had somebody's vaping or smoking weed. That's vaping.
Oh, it's just
that's
my.
vaping. That's vaping.
No, it's my cigarette.
Oh, electric e-cigarette.
No. It's I actually have a rechargeable lighter.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a pretty cool. I'm smoking my typical Marlboro.
Yeah, I can't figure out for the life of me. Like, I see all these guys making like collectible toys now, and like honestly, like it's like the acclaim of toy makers out there that's just putting together like some fuck. Like, remember when Marvel was like, "We're gonna give you the gemstones as if you pre-order for," and it was like literally they just took the plastic fucking eggs you get for Easter. And fucking said, yeah, these are the gemstones. But you saw the picture, it looked like a scene from the movie, and you were like, yo, what the fuck? Like, imagine.
That's the biggest finesse job ever from a special edition.
That's like, wow, you really fucking people like that?
How much was that? $150?
$150, yeah.
Wow, that's $150 worth of crap.
It's like, even if they cut it out of plastic acrylic and put some LEDs in it, it's still cheap pieces of junk that was made somewhere in time.
Do you have to plug it in too?
No, it's battery operated.
Wow.
The box, they put together a nice box and threw fucking 5 pieces of shit in it, and they're like, yeah, here you go.
Fucking
it's like Capcom took a dump in the box and sold it to you.
Colored jelly beans in that motherfucker.
Yeah, GameStop CEO resigned. That's right, Wussel. GameStop,
that's right, yeah.
and it's like, yo, I'm telling you, and I've been crying about it, and me and Triforce argue with it. I told you the recession is coming. The game industry has gone to shit. The huge layoffs are coming. You had Twitch lay off a bunch of people just recently. You know, people are... While we sitting in our little bubble saying how great the FGC is, at the end of the day, the rest of the world's around us going, these fucking losers really don't know that like nobody cares about them. And it's literally crumbling around us. And the FGC is going to be stuck on this. And you're going to see companies, a lot more game houses disappearing soon. And that's not good because, let's be real, how many game houses are there? I see more people making apps and games for a phone than I do consoles now. And they're all free. The model is the same model for everybody. Make you watch advertisement, make you think if you pay some microtransactions, somehow you're going to be benefiting from it. You know, spending real money for fake money is a stupid move if you think about it, people. Because you're basically saying, I'll pay $100 for 50 fake credits in a game. Well, why don't you just give me the whole fucking game? Oh, well, because we're gonna bum rush you with commercials in between levels. You know, and skins.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, skins, like, alright, Injustice. like you were saying, the extra special little yellow school bus edition, all right, gave you all the characters. I remember when they announced the Turtles. Oh my God, it's going to research the game. It's going to be phenomenal. Oh, cowabunga, dude, eat pizza. And I'm like, you motherfuckers are really lying to yourselves, thinking that people are going to play a game just because you put 4 fucking Muttley-looking turtles in the game?
Well, the casual will buy it. The casual person that just loves.
No, but they won't. But they won't, because the problem is, it's not around. The game's not centered around them. Like, I want a game. You're gonna give me a game. Give me.
Good point.
Give me the Turtles. You know, what are you gonna give? So let's just say I'm a casual player. All right, so I get to play the walkthrough story mode with the Turtles, which is only going up the tower, not like the story mode, because they're not in the story mode because that's already done.
Yeah.
You know, so basically you're telling me I'm going to spend $70 to find out, like, the Turtles are back down in the sewer doing their shit again?
No, it sounds like a waste of time.
Yeah, so it's like people are going to spend that kind of money. Remember, I tried MK's Pay for Fatalities. Yeah, exactly. That worked out well.
Yeah, oh my God. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people did that, though. I'm sure a lot of people paid for easy fatalities.
See, I'm a cheap fuck. I went through that whole goddamn fucking cemetery, and I opened up every goddamn thing. I'm like, I ain't paying real money to get fucking fake money to open up a bunch of coffins to get artwork, because you don't know what's what until you find a game fact chart that tells you what's in every fucking cemetery plot. You know, but it's like, I'm not going to spend real money to open this shit up. And then they fucked you. Then they did like a patch like that week. Because when you finished the game, they gave you like 10,000 coins. Now all of a sudden it was like, yeah, we're giving you 2,500. Really? So if you didn't do that, luckily for me, I did the story modes and everything like boom, right, first day. So I banged out and I got a lot, and I was pretty much able to open up 90% of shit. But for the guys that bought the game and then like got 10,000 like once or twice, like, yo, you know what? Next week on the weekend, I'm just gonna play it for like all day, and I'll get enough money to open everything up. And then when they went and the patch came out that Friday, and they went and they did it, and they, what do you mean 2,500 coins? What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, my bad. It was a bug. We forgot.
You know, at MKX, if you don't want to like deal with the crypt and all that, like cemetery garbage,
for $30 you can open it all.
$30 to get everything.
I'm like, yeah,
that's just disgusting.
The microtransaction world is hurting the game industry. While they are making money short term and sometimes good money, in the end, it's turning the players off. I mean, out of all the Tekken players out there, who downloaded? Did the Final Fantasy guy come out yet?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
Did you download him?
I don't really play Tekken, but no, I didn't download him.
Would you download him? Like, I'm like, eh.
No. I mean, I didn't like Final Fantasy 15 anyway, so I thought the character was whack. So I wouldn't play him in a fighting game. Yeah. I just think that was kind of lame.
That's cash grabbing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Geese, and guys are like, oh my God, James Geese is there. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, you don't belong there.
Geese, I can see, like, Geese has, like, kind of like a fan appeal.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, Akuma, but at least Akuma was free.
Yeah. But my whole thing is, like, guys, stop playing nice with each other. All you game developers.
Do you really think that people that play Final Fantasy, like, give a fuck about Tekken?
First of all, again, let's go back to the emo characters. I'm like, alright, dudes. Like, give me Cloud. I can relate with Cloud. Yeah. I can relate with Sephiroth. I can't relate with some fucking dude named... Yeah, my name is Ichu Makanagadi, and I was a character in Final Fantasy. What the fuck are you? You're a fucking... He's another motherfucker. That's another character that should be sitting in front of the school with the rest of the emos in South Park.
He's a jobber.
He's a South Park fucking emo kid. And I'm like, dude, he's not even cool to look at.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, look, I looked at. People said that Final Fantasy was good. Maybe it was, but I looked at the story and I'm like, wait a second. So this is in the future of some planet. Is it Earth? Is it not Earth? And why the fuck these motherfuckers driving around in a car? It's like they were.
And they play Stand By Me from like the Stephen King movie or whatever.
Do they?
Yeah, they do in the game. I played the game. I did play Final Fantasy 15, but
yeah,
not one of my favorites.
Yeah, they definitely fucked up with that game. I mean, it didn't. I heard it was long as fuck, but I was like, don't matter. If you listen, I can getting teeth pulled is a long process. I don't enjoy that either. You know, but it's like a car full of emo dudes. That's basically Final Fantasy in a nutshell.
I think my favorite part about Final Fantasy 15 is like you play with like these 4 characters that have all the like their hair like done up and like looks like Final Fantasy characters.
It's like an emo boy band.
No. The thing is, like, you go to like different towns and stuff, and everybody looks like regular people. Like, you guys look like a really shitty band, and that's what's really funny about it.
So regular people, and then just these 4 freaks. Like, I don't. What is the story of it?
I don't even know. I played through the game. I don't know what the story is.
It's just like random fucking boy band travels the world in a fucking beat up fucking car, but have super strength and swords.
You pretty much nailed it. That's pretty much what it is.
It was about a road trip.
It's a road trip, yeah. It'd be a great movie. Oh yeah, actually the movie sucked too.
Yeah, I got the movies. I never watched them. The Final Fantasy movies.
Spirits Within?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie wasn't great.
I mean, Cary Tagawa as Heihachi and fucking Tekken was kind of dog awful. That was another horrible one I saw.
I remember like 3 or 4 years ago. No, not 3 or 4 years ago. Probably about 2 years ago. I was on your show, and we were talking about Street Fighter V. Hoping Street Fighter V would actually bring the FGC into the mainstream, and it just didn't. It just didn't do it.
I mean, when you got players like Ramen Noodle Head Punk and Justin not winning no more, and K-Brad being just a personality without the ability to win, living in a millionaire house. I don't know what you guys are actually talking about this scene growing. I mean, really, it's like all I see is a couple of people with opportunities.
Yeah, it's FGC is.
When you're going, the esports is built for the one percenters, man. That's all it's for. Yeah. Everybody else is a casual. Go to your fucking job when the weekend's over. Plain and simple.
I mean, like last week when I was talking about Richard Lewis, and some people in the stream were like, "Oh, but you don't know." Yeah, I do, because I went through the same shit. Just me and Triforce were laughing together, going, "Wow, Triforce, did you ever think there would come a time where the community turned on somebody worse than they did us?" I mean, the guy wrote for alt-right papers, alt-left papers about technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an alt-righter. Okay, well, he's got a transgender that he takes care of. That's one of his best friends that lives with him.
Wow.
And they ignore that.
Yeah, he's an auto racist.
Like when they made me a racist, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You better warn all the Spanish people. I married a Spanish girl. I must be super racist. And it was like, well, that don't matter. You're going to be one of those guys that say, I have a black friend. I said, well, actually, all my friends are black. I said, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to be racist in the FGC.
And that's the other thing. It's like, but they automatically, it's like, the politics of the real world have now trickled over into the FGC. And it was guaranteed to happen. Listen, you don't have to like Trump, But, you know, when you go to an FGC event, don't look at people and, hey, that's a Trump supporter. I could tell. He just looks like one. You know, don't judge people based on what you think, because you don't know people. And
yeah, I mean, unless he's got a MAGA hat, then...
And even if he's got a MAGA hat...
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? It's a fucking hat. It's not burning crosses at the events.
No.
You know, but it's like we want to pretend that we take the high road. And the very same thing that the justice, well, I won't even call them social justice, because it's not, because they're antisocial. The antisocial justice warriors that want to alienate people from being able to like what they did to Low Tier God.
I love Low Tier God.
You know, and
that guy's awesome.
And what they did to him, like Ultra David, like this is what, like, and again, I gotta calm, because I gotta bite my tongue. You emo piece of shit are gonna turn around and proudly boast, "Oh, I tried to get him taken off the show."
He let his feelings get the better when he was tweeting that, but I don't know. See, you create your own hell when you say certain shit. Yeah, you don't take money from Low Tier God, but let's not act like he didn't say something.
Yeah.
See, I like Low Tier God, but I don't know the difference. I don't know the line where it becomes like a character online and like a real person. If that makes sense.
Well, from what I've heard from stories, his own mother thinks he's fucking crazy, so that says a lot.
Okay.
See, now, MF Ghidorah said, I remember there was a black dude wearing a MAGA hat at a Texas tournament last year. They didn't do shit. Exactly. Because, see, social justice warriors are the biggest pussies on the planet. And once your skin gets a little bit darker than fucking slight brown, they get intimidated. Oh, my God, I don't want to say something. That black guy, that colored guy might beat me up. I don't want to get into a fight with him. It's like, dude, that's what makes you a pussy. Because you'll look for the little white emo guy and go roll up on him and be like, yo, man, I don't like you using the word retard. That's hurtful to people. It's a fucking word. It's a word. It's a word. It's the meanings behind the word that you weigh it on. You know, for example, you know, that's a word that growing up in the 70s, we used. Not in a derogatory way, you know, but now it's all of a sudden because everybody's feelings are...
I grew up in the 90s, and everybody used it then, too.
You know, I call you a cocksmoker. That doesn't mean I'm saying you're a homosexual, and if I say you're a homosexual, by your standards, that shouldn't be considered a bad thing now, should it? I mean, you know, if I call you a homosexual, and you're not gay, but yet you're preaching that homosexuality should be accepted, by me calling you a homosexual, by that standard, it should be okay. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, now...
No.
You know, but no, now all of a sudden that makes me homophobic for using that word. Like,
double standard agendas, man.
I mean, I'll admit this, you know, and I had told Melanie and Chris, because somebody kept commenting on the videos that I put up onto YouTube, that, oh, James, I don't like you using the N-word. All right, cool. If you notice, I stopped using it. And I told Chris and I told Melanie, I said, you know, I'm going to let that one go. Because, you know what, in this day and age, I don't need to get a fucking strike against me for something that I said, that they took it. And, like, the worst part about it was the way I said it. Wasn't Nagger Dagger or any like fucking Maximilian moment. It was Chris had said something on the show and he had said it. I had repeated what he said verbatim, therefore I said it.
Yeah, but people know for a fact you're not racist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people do, but it's like, again, they it's the social justice, the anti-social justice.
Where do you think this stems from?
Again, this is the trickle over from society.
That too, and then it also comes down to the individual.
Ninja daggers.
Individuals have their own way of taking stuff. like James, he may not take a lot of shit, to the heart. You know what I'm saying? But most black people usually don't want people saying it at all. But they say it all day, and then they got friends that are white, Mexican, whatever. They say it around them. But if it's somebody outside their circle,
your circle, exactly.
All hell breaks loose because James said it. Like, nah, that's fucked up. I mean, I think James is a good guy. So I'm not gonna sit here and fucking, bust his balls over and say, oh yeah, you're a white piece of shit or something like that. That's dumb. That's double standard.
Actually, Woozle, we call them TMRs.
I think it goes back to this like college lifestyle nowadays.
That's what it is. It's the indoctrinated kids that are told, like, first of all, fuck you. If you went to college, fuck you. If you're in debt, fuck you. Ain't my fault.
Yeah.
You chose. You could have picked up a trade. You could have gone to the service. You could have did a lot of things. No, you chose to go drink, party, and have fun at colleges, and now you're pissed that you got like fucking $240,000 of debt.
Yeah, that's not my fault.
And you still work retail.
And you can't find a job or do nothing with your basket weaving degree.
Yeah.
I said it best. College has its place for certain people, and it's definitely not for everybody. But when people go to college and they automatically think that they're better than you,
that's
because they went to college. They're more educated than you because you went to college.
Well, you got the FGC guys, okay? That like, all right, I had read through some of the Richard Lewis stuff when the little war was going on, and he was just blocking people. And by the way, we were superstars. We made it onto that video too. Woohoo! But my whole thing was like, he don't want to debate you. It's not up for debate. Because you decide that you want to talk, don't mean I have to talk to you. Now, if you decide to talk and I'm cool with it, then all right, fine. But like, what I can't stand, and I noticed this early on since Injustice in the Injustice community on fucking whatever that website is that they go to.
Was the best comment.
Underwater Egyptian basket. There's a market for that, man.
Yeah, in Egypt.
But like they would have a debate with you. Since when did the community become about debates? Why does it have to be a fucking debate? And it's like, remember Mr. Dichotomy?
Yeah, that guy. Oh, I miss that guy.
But like, he was cool.
Yeah,
he made it enjoyable.
The discussion without the bullshit.
Yeah, because he would throw the word in there once in a while. But listen, I'm uneducated. Let's just say that I'm uneducated. So if you come up to me and start going, well, the hyperbole or the hyperbole of the schisms in the and I'm like, whoa. We're talking about fucking, is Baraka a cool character or not? Why are you using all these big fucking words?
Yeah, man. I didn't ask you what the fuck the
Let's not frame that.
And it's like they think they winning arguments by using. It reminds me of that Living Color fucking segment when they were in jail and they were just using big words just to sound smart. And they were like, yeah, well, the menopause of the flow to the initiation of the proclamation. And it's like, they made no sense. Yeah, you might be using words that are like in the proper context that they should be used, but I don't give a fuck. When you come at me like that, the conversation is already shut down. Whether you're right or wrong is irrelevant at that point. I go, okay, you're reading this right out of a thesaurus right now. Good luck.
Yeah, that don't apply to the real world. It's just like that one friend, y'all all come from the same neighborhood, whatever hood, and you got that one motherfucker spitting that shit, and you're just like, motherfucker, you come from the same place I do. It's just you read a textbook. Shut the fuck up.
And then they get mad when you shut down on them. Oh, well, you don't want to have a he's like, yo, listen, They gave me a block button for a reason, motherfucker. I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to see your words.
And like you just said, it's not that fucking deep. You're going further than you need to. Now shut up.
You know, and then they're like, oh, you know, the classic is, yo, fucking Richard Lewis, that cocksucker, he choked the dude. Hey, Richard Lewis, 2 tweets later, if I see you at an event, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like, wait, are you mad that he choked the guy defending himself? Or are you mad that he didn't get beat up? And it's like going back to the whole Mena and his loudmouth.
Abba.
Oh, God. You know, it's like they all bitched about that, but had that been in the tournament and they did that to me, would they have defended me for that way? Or they would have told me, nah, just shut the fuck up, level up, man. It's part of the game. Part of the game.
That situation, that showed how much certain people dick ride, you know, the Japanese players too fucking much.
Yeah.
And that shit's sad, man.
How about this? Check this one out. Fuck Japan. You can all suck my cock, cup the balls, tongue the asshole, whatever. I don't give a shit. You're a fucking gamer. You're a geek.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dick ride Daigo. I'm not gonna dick ride fucking Taquito or any of these other guys. Fuck you. You're just a gamer. I'll drink a beer with you. We get fucked up. We go out. We get laid. And if in that whole fucking rendezvous we decide to play a game or two or something, cool. If not, fuck it. You live life once.
Yeah.
You know, these guys that spend all this bullshit time trying to dick ride for what though? Like I like fucking Curtis from Dynamic Beadworks for that reason. When he goes into his anti-American shit and gets people all twisted. You know, even like when Menra was playing fucking Do last week or the week before that, and the crowd turned on Menra, like, wait a second. You guys turn on people so fast now. It's not even funny. When he first started winning, they were all like, oh, thank God, somebody outside of America and Japan is putting in work. And then they're fucking cheering against him. Oh, wait, because it's due. You know, they're just fucking players. They're just fucking humans. Get over it. You're playing video games. They're not curing cancer or AIDS. They're not even getting laid. I mean, I feel bad. Like Infiltration, didn't he get married and divorced in like a week?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
You know,
something like that.
And I feel bad, but like, you know, on that level, hey, Infiltration, come hang out with me. Come to an event. I'll get you fucked up. I'll get you laid. You know, I'll take care of you.
It's like the Kim Jong Un thing. Like he was. He was gonna like make peace with America after my grandfather got shot in the Korean War, and I was like, I wish my grandfather was alive to see this, and then now he's pulling out.
Yeah, well, that's like me with my chicks. First I'm in, then I'm pulling out. No, you could do it inside me. I can't get pregnant. I said, all right, open your mouth. I'll do it inside. You know, but it's like it's you know, the FGC is slowly destroying itself from the inside out.
I agree.
And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Exactly. Video games and girls don't mix. You are absolutely correct. There are girls here. Are they your dream girl? Probably not.
No.
But it's a girl that plays games. And it's kind of like...
Well, I mean, I'm probably not their dream guy anyway. So.
It's kind of like this. All right. You can go to your local supermarket and buy a big-ass bottle of Mountain Dew for $2. You like Mountain Dew. Or you can go to Walmart and buy Mountain Spring, which is their version of Mountain Dew, and it's only 99 cents. Both of them are soda. Both of them are the same type of soda. They don't taste the same. I'm just saying, if you're going to go to meet girls, don't do it at gaming stuff. Let the girls come to play games, hang out, mingle, but don't spend your time trying to get laid by girls. Now, you might come across a hot-looking chick from time to time, with nothing wrong with that. Let me see something. Okay. But law of averages for a community that basically shuns girls when they come in here, you're kind of shunning the girls for no apparent reason, but cutting your nose to spite your face, because the potential to get laid is based on new girls coming into the scene. If you scare the ones that are here away, none of the other ones are going to come. Just saying. Use your brain. Indeed. And yeah, guys are weird. Sorry, you FGC motherfuckers are weird. Like, literally, if you go to talk to a girl, don't turn around and say, excuse me, turn to the left and lick the window, and then go back to talking to her. She's gonna think you're a fucking whack job. You know, and that's the problem. You know, when a girl says she's interested in you, don't stand over her at 6'2" and start drooling on her. Because you slowly find out her interest dissipates when the weird shit starts happening.
You know? Don't do that.
Don't ask for her underwear. Don't try to pull your cock out and put it in a fucking empty box of popcorn.
Who does this? Who does this stuff?
I'm just making shit up as I go along. Well, you know, don't turn around and just start breathing heavy on a chick that's at an event. Randomly, just going up to her. Hi,
trust me.
I play Guilty Gear.
I play Guilty Gear. I play Smash Brothers.
Oh, man.
I mean, if I was going to a video game tournament, the last thing I'd be looking for is women.
You know what? Woozle, you use them at Evo. I guarantee you. A dick through the popcorn box, you're getting laid. And then arrested. But at least you get laid.
And in Vegas.
And in Vegas. You could just put it in the box and be like, yo, honey, you want the jackpot? Pff, reach in the box.
Wasn't that a Dave Chappelle skit?
No, I don't know. Who's that?
Who is Dave Chappelle these days?
Oh, Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
I thought you said something else. I was like, I don't know who that is. But, you know, it's like you watch the FGC and you say that you want to grow it, but do you really? Like, I'll put this out there. And again, I'm not jabbing at Sonic Fox. Has Sonic Fox done anything for the community?
He's done stuff for certain people. But
he does something for like the fur community, where that is.
But everybody has their own agenda, and that's what people don't realize.
Exactly.
When they done support their agenda for the FGC or their liking, then it becomes a problem on multiple fronts.
But my thing is, at the end of the day, did he do anything for the community?
No, of course not. Everybody's a greedy.
Now Justin, now I know Justin has. Justin and Do has sent people to events. You know, he's made some winnings, sent people to events. Like
I think Valle has done a lot for the community.
Vai's done a lot for the community. So
Valle, he's up there.
And Choi.
Yeah, Choi too. You know, my thing is though, like, people in the community weigh your stature on what you've accomplished and what you've done for the community. But, like, at the end of the day,
nobody meets them halfway.
No, nobody does. And it's like, I'll get an argument. Oh, well, you don't place. Why do you, like, I had a guy trolling me. Well, you don't place. Why do you even go to the tournaments anymore? Why, motherfucker? How about because I wanna? And if you because I enjoy hanging out with people that I'm friends with, drinking, and I enjoy video games. I don't have to be the top pro player to enjoy games. You know, I'll go to an event. I won't enter any games, but I'll school some motherfucker in like Tekken, and they're like, "Oh shit, old man can play," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's it like to lose to a 50-year-old?"
I think just the fact that they're there is just another like pair of eyeballs, which is always great.
MFG Dora, that's his best friend.
That's his friend.
He said the community.
I said for the community as a whole, though. That's my whole thing.
Everybody in the chat, everybody who plays fighting games, that's a community, not one person. You gotta listen to what James is saying.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Is like, And again, when the Richard Lewis thing and him, it disappointed me. And I like Sonic, but it disappointed me for him to call him an alt-righter. And it was like, oh, you know him. And of course, when Richard jabbed at him about the furry shit, yeah, I laughed.
Yeah, because, I mean, shit, let's be honest. Sonic Fox, I mean, that's fine. You got your hobbies, you got your lifestyle, but you're still fucking kids. Like, you're talking shit out of your ass.
And it's like, what is this?
It doesn't help that the community is so fragmented too. Like you got your Capcom guys, you got your Tekken people, and you got your anime players, and they for some reason they can never just get together and just enjoy one game together.
No, they don't. They don't enjoy shit because everybody's been programmed to think one game is fucking the other game's over, and it's like I said. FGC will never make numbers because it takes 19 games to make fucking what one game does in other esports for viewership. And unfortunately, the fighting games that are out suck ass. I mean, I didn't even touch Dragon Ball. I was like, nah, I was gonna get it, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like nothing's made. I'm me as an MK guy. My money's on MK11 for the simple fact that, NRS/Williams has had a ratio of 3 shit to good 1. So MKX and 2 Injustice games are shit, so this should be good. This will be at MK9 level.
Mortal Kombat X was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it.
No, it sucked dick. If you liked MKX, then you like Bejeweled.
Wow.
MKX was trash.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I enjoyed it because of Sonya. Because I could be able to wrestle people with Sonya.
Yeah, it's a fucking creative story. Prada girl beats God.
Oh, you know what? It is kind of really freaking silly because it was the same. No, I think Johnny Cage was the same way too when he won the tournament, didn't he? Or no, it was just pretty much Liu Kang all the way.
No, it was Liu Kang and Kung Lao all the way.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn. Oh, and speaking of singling out games, have you heard about what Mr. Hado said? About when it comes to the community and their, I forgot how he went about it. It was on his tweet, but it was actually somebody tweeted it onto Discord as well. It was about how it was something about being very selective, and this is the only way they grow. I forgot. Somebody sent it. It was somebody from. I gotta find it. Where is it? I'll get back to it. Fuck. Let's see.
Come on, man. What the fuck? Come prepared with your notes.
I wish I could. I freaking passed the 7 hells out. I was doing other streams. I was on the computer screen staring at this shit the whole damn time.
Guys, there was this time that I was with this chick and she showed me her tits and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get some.
Okay, hold on. I'll get back to you guys about this because this.
I'll be waiting.
All right. Awful. Because y'all guys were mentioning it and I had it off the top of my head, but I didn't want to cut y'all off. Goddamn, where is it? No. Fucking.
No, but the thing of the other funny games, exactly. They don't bring anybody together. I mean, you have some of the top people in the community that play all the other games, but nobody really follows them.
No.
Okay. So, okay. This is the first thing I want to be able to mention was about the VODs. Yeah. Now, Arturo in the past has been complaining a lot, and he complains pretty much almost anything that comes his way that he wants to be able to bring into social media. So I went into a freaking tangent with him about that he'd been complaining a lot, that he should have known that a lot of people basically would end up taking his shit and pretty much every other streamer, and he goes on and he actually respond, and it's on my Twitter. I'm not gonna go and delete it, but he goes and says like, this isn't just only about me. This is just pretty much about all the small viewers. Sorry, not small viewers, the small streamers, because of the fact that we all get hit hard, and I'm trying to basically be the guy with the megaphone. I kind of find it to be bullshit, because he hasn't gone about this type of motive, and I always felt like when it comes to people, when they try to go about damage control, when people catches somebody on their own shit, they try to go about this defense mechanism thinking it's not just only about them. So, following up towards that, one of the other guys that went to go and talk about the whole thing about when it comes to VODs, which was Ernesto, which also does a podcast just like you. And he was going talking about it, and then it gets to the point where it's talking about LTG and a few other streamers that they end up getting their content stolen because of the stream pirates, which I feel, I'm not too sure if y'all guys have actually heard, if y'all want to be able to talk about it,
I mean, listen, I understand it's their content. It is. At the end of the day, it's their content. But we are in the Wild West, and that's what happens now. Now, I could tell you this. I know everybody's stolen shit from somebody else at least once. And, it's like, Natish, when Natish was doing the show with me, Natish would give videos of shit that blatantly wasn't ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why do you want to upload this? Oh, well, it'll get us hits. And I go, I don't need hits that way. That was just my attitude. I don't give a shit. Listen, people have taken episodes, cut it, clipped it, fucking typed out the whole episode and fucking did a fucking play-by-play on it. And I'm going, wow, these motherfuckers sat for 6 hours listening to this shit. I can't listen to myself for 6 minutes, let alone 6 hours. And I'm kind of flattered by it, me personally. But, when you're doing events, and let's be real here, guys, you're not putting in work. You're just putting up equipment. I mean,
pretty much.
If I turned around old school, 1970 tape recorder and just push play and record, at that point, what did I do?
The only people I could actually say that will actually get a pass that basically streams a lot or probably basically puts an effort into like their streams will be people like, and this is going to come out sour for me, but it's Maximilian, because of the fact that he at least tries to be productive in his streams compared to everybody else in the MGC. But there could probably be some. There's some like Smug as well, which a lot of people see. Most of the time he tries to entertain his crowd. But then, like, to say that, oh yeah, well, we're basically getting hit hard and, these pirates should not be stealing our content. If Arturo's going to be complaining about these pirates, and technically the pirates is usually like freaking Zeus's B, it's My Ninja, and it's those type of people that end up basically just grabbing some of the highlights and basically either put in the halls of hype or salty or replays. And even from when it comes to My Ninja's content that's on YouTube, it states that he does not have it monetized.
Does anyone know who that guy really is?
Nobody doesn't know. I don't even know.
It could be Arturo himself.
And that could be the plot twist.
That'd be really funny.
Arturo's trolling the community.
That's really juicy.
That'd be really kick ass. I'd give like full props to him. Be like, yeah, this motherfucker's stealing my shit, and it winds up being him the whole time.
Yeah. So, like, this is the thing I was telling Arturo. I said, dude, how many times are you going to be complaining about something rather than taking action? If there's stream pirates out there on your content, if you see it, report it. However, what it bothers me is that about your letter on Eben Hub stating, I love the fight FGC and I love giving you guys free content. Now, before I continue with that part, these guys, especially most recently, have been basically complaining about that they don't get paid or they don't get subscribers, and this just doesn't make any sense. How you basically say, "I love to give you guys free content, but you get subscribers from the people that basically subscribe to your Twitch page." But then you're complaining about people stealing your VODs. But then you also mentioned you feel that you get, like, you actually do give the love for giving free content.
No, it's the love for them. Listen, at the end of the day, they want to make money. Let's not bullshit each other.
Yeah,
let's not lie to each other. You're pissed that instead of making $1,000, you made $250 because somebody stole your video. Well, guess what? Watermark it, timestamp it. There's a lot of things you can do to it. You can get. Is
there any copyright system with YouTube? You can
yes.
do that?
Oh yeah.
There is.
There is.
The thing is that Arturo knows this because he's been messing around for a while, just like with Spooky and pretty much every other creator. But what doesn't make any sense to me is that why is he not being modest? It's just like what James said. These guys are just doing it as a business. Okay. And this is the same thing I said to James Chen at the time. Like, dude, you're going about basically been dealing with Street Fighter most of the time, and then you basically jump ship and you starting to mess around with anime fighters. So what's it gonna be? Like, you gonna start shilling on Street Fighter, or you gonna start shilling on anime fighters? And at the very least, just open up and admit that you're a fucking businessman just needing fucking money. I mean, it's that. It does not hurt you to go, and if you want to basically pull a public stunt, at the very least, be honest with yourself, because you're gonna get people like me or anybody else that's gonna basically call you out in your shit, and then you say, "It's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. I just want to be able to, at the very least, just explain what I just said from the following, and no, but that's not the case at all." Like, that's all I'm hearing in my fucking head, and it's fucking ridiculous.
MF Ghidorah, I want to see if Combo Breaker is going to run fine this year. Seems like they're really going all out. Yeah, one of the things that kind of caught me, they got numbers, but one of the things that caught my eye on Hadu's tweets is something about exit this year. I want to know if this is going to be his last tournament. In one of his tweets, he kind of did a subtle, like, we're going to go out with a bang.
I don't know Mr. Hado as much, but at the very least, he had a good retort on one of his tweets at the time, and I didn't go that much onto it, but I still kind of felt about, like, certain parts that what he had mentioned about where it comes to, like, the FGC goes about this sporadic way of supporting certain games and then basically jump ships onto other fighters, which is one thing that at the very least he's self-conscious about.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, it's like, come on, it's like you already know this, like you're gonna do this. Like, try to find some way to, like, have people to at the very least enjoy every fucking fighting game, because now, because of the fact of what's happening in Evo very soon, this is pretty much the case. This is pretty much what every TO has to basically deal with now, because Ultimate Marvel's Capcom Infinite sucks now, and we're gonna go and jump over to Dragon Ball Fighter Z because that's the next Marvel, baby.
Yeah. Well,
same thing with Street Fighter. It's gonna end up basically being jump shipped on probably to fucking Blaze Blue Tag.
I just realized something, guys. It's fucking 3:40. So my ass is gonna have to wrap up. For the simple fact that my ass has got to get up early because my driver's license expired, and I've been driving. Yeah, my birthday, I forgot. So fucking, I got a small time frame that I get to actually do my fucking driver's license over, because I don't need to get pulled over and get more fucking tickets. But,
yeah, man.
But I mean, listen. I hope Combo Breaker goes well. I hope the numbers are looking phenomenal. I hope he's prepped for those numbers. I mean,
especially the side tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with Combo Breaker.
You know, it definitely, you know, again, contrary to what people think, I like the grassroots. I like esports. I just want esports done the right way.
Yeah.
I think Rick is kind of figured out a meld of both. And I think he does it well, but he still has the grassroots feel to it, but he still has the esports look to it. I don't know if, like I said, for that tweet that I saw, I don't know if he's trying to say that, like, he's dipping after this, or, you know, maybe he's got, you know, something going on that's going to prevent him from doing that. But I hope that it goes without any hiccups and everything turns out well. Don't be grabbing girls' asses at the event. Don't fucking use somebody else's credit card to rent the room. Don't punch girls in the face. If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to
Don't
smoke,
grab the sticks.
yeah, exactly. Don't steal nothing. Don't shit in the hallways. Don't leave your drunk, passed out friend. Don't leave your drunk, passed out friend dying in the fucking hallway. What else can you not do? Don't dick ride the Japanese players. Don't dick ride any player.
Just talk shit about every player. That'll get everybody riled up.
Yes, don't forget speed stick. You could use axe, you know, just if you need to quickly hose yourself down.
Irish Spring.
Don't-
Irish Spring does the job.
Don't forget, like, if when you go into the bathroom, that little fucking rectangular box with the nozzle hanging at the top, that's called a shower. You use that in the morning to wash your ass and your balls, and make sure you go.
Go the dingleberries out.
Yes, pick the dingleberries out, leave them on your controller so the fucking first match people fucking be like, yo, what's that stick? And just tell them, I left some. Yeah, just be like, yo, you could use my stick, smell it.
See, you already got some new tech right there.
You know, but, you know, guys, I mean, I wish I could go. You know, I just fucking, my trip to Israel took a lot out of me.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that next time, maybe.
No, go ahead, ask. What's up?
No, I thought that was really amazing. You went to Israel. What was it like?
It's like, listen, I was in Tel Aviv, which is like the village in the city. It's very liberal there. In Tel Aviv, outside it's like anywhere else. It's not like I'm in the sand running around with camels and fucking Indiana Jones running around. It's pretty much it's pretty modern.
Cables on camel.
Yeah.
That was just right during the time where Trump pulled out the Iran deal.
You know what's funny? Actually, it was like the week before I left. The Gaza Strip had started that protest shit, Palestinians and Israelis. And when I flew to the Ukraine first. And when I flew from the Ukraine there, I flew over like Syria. I'm like, really? They're going to shoot my plane down and shit?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No fly zone.
You know, I'm like, this is going to be fun. Now, you kind of go around the Dead Sea and come across it.
I hope so.
But, you know, it's still when you start thinking about things and you're like, all right, so I'm flying over Syria, but over a place called the Dead Sea. This kind of doesn't sound like a good fucking ride.
Yeah, this does. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you know, you land in Israel. And I mean, they predominantly, they do speak a decent amount of English. So it's not like it, you know, but, you know, signs are in fucking Hebrew, and you're like, I just picked it on the map. I was like, I'm going to Israel. It's not like I'm Jewish. I guess that makes me more Jewish than Ultra David. Oh.
What about Flo? Nobody's more Jewish than Flo, though.
Yeah, no, Flo got me beat. I don't know. I don't know if Flo's ever been to Israel, though. You know, if you haven't been to Israel, you can't be a Jew. That's it.
Low blow.
No. It was.
I remember at church school, I lied to my teacher. I told her I'd been to Jerusalem, and she asked my mom and everything, and she got like freaked out.
What part? The south part?
South Jerusalem.
Oh, really? What was it like? There was buildings, and I saw Jesus.
Smoked a lot of hash.
You know,
the Bible was my guide.
You know, but like it was nice. I got a lot of numbers. Got a lot of punani. They like New York.
Man,
they like New
York.
York
Pictures. That was amazing.
They like New Yorkers, so that's a good thing.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Shit, not so
Hell
far
yeah.
off.
Yeah, man. It fucking
Hell, they like New Yorkers. They like
green card, baby.
There's-
I got green cards. I bring a stack of green cards. And what's funny is there, like how America shits on the Spanish, like the Mexicans. Over there, check it out. It's Filipinos are the new Mexicans.
what?
Jesus.
All the
Filipinos? in
Filipinos.
Jerusalem?
You wouldn't believe how many.
The apple doesn't fall far from the
Because
tree.
they hire the Filipinos as caregivers for all the elderly. So there's like now I had gone to there's a part of Tel Aviv called Haktiva, which is like the super hood. Of course, I had to go there, and you had two
The
groups
super hood.
two groups of people. You had the Sudanese blacks and the Filipinos living there. So it was like the blacks and Mexicans, the black and Spanish, like Harlem, except it's a lot worse. Like, you know, like motherfuckers like actually do kidnap you and shit. Like I was kicking it with this one chick. I told her, I was like, yo, they kidnapped me. I already told my parents to send $50 to keep me. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I told them if I ever get kidnapped, my parents are instructed to send the kidnappers $50 to make sure I never come back to the United States again.
Shit.
And I was like, I got into this one part there that was like pretty rough. And of course, I go to the bars there. You know, I mean, it was good. You know, did I meet God? No, but I met a lot of good people. My next trip is probably Southeast Asia.
Got some nice kosher liquor.
You know what? The beer wasn't bad. I drank some of it. The beer wasn't bad. What was smart of me is where I stayed. I had 3 strip clubs right outside my room, like literally outside the building.
They have strip clubs at the Holy Land.
Oh yeah, they get it on,
Holy
man.
strippers?
They get it on, yeah. They got
I
that.
dig it.
They be fucking getting it on too, pretty good too, man. I was like,
Sweet.
yo, I didn't think it would be this way. I mean,
It's like the New Jersey whores.
they got hookers too and everything. I'm like, damn. You know, but it was definitely a good time.
Let's make a circle.
Like I said, my next trip's probably gonna be either Indonesia, maybe Philippines. Shit, if things go the way they're supposed to, maybe North Korea. Maybe that'll be
Uh-oh.
maybe
I'll
that'll
go with you.
That'll be the time when we finally probably found peace. Well, that's
James, let's go to North Korea.
I'll go to North Korea, yo. I'll pull a Dennis Rodman. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
don't take any propaganda like posters though, because
yeah, well, that one didn't manage to fucking survive on that one. Yeah, I felt bad for that kid too, man. Cause cause
warm beer kid.
yeah, but you kind of looked at him and you were like,
Stupid.
you're a dumb dick.
Stupid,
Like-
stupid.
Like, listen, if I turn around to you and go, listen, man, cross the street now, there's 99% chance you're not gonna make it, and your dumb ass says, fuck it, that means there's 1% I will.
Yeah, that's a great show. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance, so maybe, and entangle that with the social networks of the internet now and the social justice warrior mentality, and they're like, yo, motherfucker, don't take pictures of shit, don't steal nothing, and your dumb ass does. Yeah,
Man, if I went to North Korea, I wouldn't
leave
leave my room.
Pictures, memories.
yes,
I wouldn't leave my room. I don't even turn the TV on.
I would be like, yo, I want to meet Kim. Let me go meet Kim, man. I want to chill out with this dude.
I want to see if he's that evil.
You know, like honestly, like.
You're gonna take over North Korea. James takes over North Korea.
I mean, like, I would just be like, yo, dude, man, like, let's not fuck people up. Let's just fuck chicks. That's it.
Yeah.
Man. Let's
James
just,
and
yo,
Kate-
your
James and
army
Kate-
is one of the hottest fucking armies out there. Let's just fuck your whole army.
Yeah, let's fuck them.
Fuck them hard. I said we make little white Korean babies, man. Let's get it on.
Yeah, make new Koreans.
Exactly. We'll change them to Korean features with blue eyes. They don't have to ever touch contacts again.
Oh man.
And the myths come to life.
You know, but it's like, you know, people will say, you know, oh, you know, now he's pulling out the deal. No, he's not. This is him.
He's not.
He's putting on a show. He's got to show
Who?
He's putting on a show. He's got to show he's still got a little balls. He ain't pulling out.
Oh, you talking about Kim Jong Un?
Yeah, he ain't gonna pull out.
I don't know.
I think it's the same thing. I think it's also the same thing with Donald Trump. He's been pulling up a show for like this long, and
His
for
entire
some
life's been
reason,
a show.
well, yeah. I mean, that's true, but at the same time, too, like all these freaking news medias is just like falling into it, and what's actually really funny because now when it comes to fucking tax season, people don't have to worry about having freaking medical insurance to be mandatory, that they end up getting fucked because freaking the Obama administration just wanted to basically fuck us onto that. And that's one thing I'm actually was annoyed about because, like, shit, I already paid enough and then you want me to pay fucking more? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's unnecessary. That shit was not like that before. We don't fucking owe you. You know who fucking owes you? China. And also China owes you too. But there's other people that fucking owe you, not us. What do we do to deserve this shit?
That's right. I think everybody should be a libertarian.
I just think everybody should do heroin and just fucking die.
Yeah, everybody should do heroin.
We should just do heroin. Everybody mandatory heroin for every U.S. citizen, and this people will be slumped. People slumped in the street, all fucking skied out.
Just put in the Friend Flintstone vitamin in the morning. Everybody gets heroin.
Yo, that'd be fucking off the hook. Cause I remember I ate a full bottle of those as a kid.
They were so good, like candy.
They were just so good.
Vitamins? That sounds good.
Specifically, Fred Flintstone.
This is nutrients.
The purple dinos were off the hook, dude. I used to pick those out and shit.
Give that purple shit.
We gotta watch out because apparently somebody wants to get this. Oh, James MK and these guys on stream were actually going to talk about having Flintstones as fucking heroin.
Be kind of cool though. Like,
yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right, so with that said, guys, I got to wrap this shit up. I got to get to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I got to get up in 2 hours and go fucking get my driver's license renewed. Fun for me.
All right.
Don't forget your vitamins.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan.
Don't forget to eat your vitamins. Woo!
Make sure to eat your vitamins. And my name is Arturo Spooky LTG Sanchez, and I just want to be able to let you know that make sure that these pirate ninjas don't take out the ODs.
What are you making fun of me for, bro? What are you making fun of me for?
I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm you.
Sounds like
I'm you.
Yeah, MF Ghidorah, you're right. Libertarians believe in all legal drugs. All drugs are legal. Let them all rock. Let them all rock, man. Heroin, baby.
I'm absolute libertarian.
Yo, if I could listen, if there was a drug out there where I do it once and I'm high for the rest of my life, I never come down, I'd be on it. No doubt. And just sit in a chair like a vegetable forever, drooling all over myself.
What drug, though?
Anything.
You don't want,
there's one drug.
Acid.
No, one drug that you're just high forever. Never come down.
You wouldn't want to be drunk. Not alcohol.
No. I would need I want some kind of. I don't want a hallucinogenic like acid. I would want something that's just like high, like a coke high. Just a coke high where you're bouncing off of walls nonstop.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Like coke or what's it called? That shit, Xanax.
Mescaline. No, Xanax. Yo, I had bad story. When and then I do got to wrap it up. So when after I graduated my anger management class, one time I had to retake it, and I get a guy in the anger management class who had gotten arrested, and like they make you tell your story while you're there, and the dude's like, the guy like he was like, yeah, I took like 10 bars of Xanax, and
how is he alive?
And wait, and drank. And
oh my god!
And he woke up in a jail cell.
Oh damn!
And
sounds about right.
The correctional officer's just giving him dirty looks, and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck did I do?" She says, "What'd you do?" She says, "Your wife has 128 stitches in her face."
Oh my god!
Oh god damn!
And the part that was fucked up is he's like, "Yo, dude," and he worked in the city in construction, so I had seen him once in a while after we graduated from anger management. And we were talking, and he's like, "Yo, dude, I'll be honest with you." He goes, before that moment, me and my wife never had a fight, never had an argument. Everything was, my relationship with my wife was great. He goes, but after I did those 10 bars of fucking Xanax or whatever it was, he goes, that was a game changer. Now I'm getting divorced. Wow. Now I'm getting divorced. Da, 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 da. So yeah, it's definitely.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so I stay away from Xanax. I don't think that's my drug of choice.
No,
at least I'm safe with heroin. I'll just nod the fuck out.
I can sleep every day too.
Yeah. No. Anyway, all right. With that, guys, 3:55. I gotta get some sleep. I'm fucking falling asleep, and I gotta go jerk off quick. Maybe I'll pull a Dark Side Phil and jerk off live.
Probably have like an awkward thing, and somebody's gonna end up screen capping it. That shit'll end up being a freaking R Kappa.
No way.
Oh
yeah, that's right. You did jerk off.
And it did one of these.
They had a stiff face.
Well, that was publicity stunt.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know why it had to be a stunt?
Because nobody gives a fuck about him.
Because that dirty motherfucker didn't even clean the shit up. He just zipped his dick up, spooge all over himself, and started streaming.
Oh, what a pig! I'm such a fucking pig.
Saying, oh, that'll be lunch later.
Well, now, I guess I'm going to have to be going
too.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm going to make sure that Mr. James MK leaves. And my name is Arturo Spooky LTG Sanchez. And make sure not to have the Ninja Pirates come after us, steal our VODs and replays. you know how it is, FGC. We love you. We're always about the loot.
Yeah, I'm all about the FGC.
All right, guys. We're out of here because I can't have two Arturos in my ear at one time. Later, guys.
Later, everybody.
All right, guys. I got to wrap this up. Sorry, but, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and my ass got to get some sleep. So, peace.
Strong will live, revolution will seize control to the lessons from your